All right, got some spring cleaning going on. Have the suits being washed. It's a thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's a thing. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopian News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report, Spring Cleaning Edition, brought to you by Snowbucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys are doing well. And we are actually closing in on the end of March. So, like I said, April looks like it's gonna work out pretty well, which is cool because that allows me to get back to the second channel, get to the Gout Report, get back to some of the some Street Fighter lore, getting to Struggle Against the Grease and some other side projects and so on and so forth. So it'll pay off. At least I'd like to think so. In any case, there will be no chewing the fat with GTG. You know, we'll get back to that eventually. And as per usual, we will stick to the format: 5 videos that will make up our broadcast, all brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Let me not go ahead and hold off any longer. Let's just go ahead and get into the situation, and I will see you guys. What will be maybe like 2 minutes for me, but it'll be a few seconds for you. I'll see you guys in a second.
How to play the game!
To warn everyone. Warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Hey!
Let's hope. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the first of 5 videos that will make up our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Let's see, devouring baits. The Ice Bucket Challenge was made to get clout and thief charities. This video was published on March 21st of 2021, our year of Greece. The link to this video will be down in the description. We're already starting this off well. Here we go.
Bit me. How dare you? How dare you try to play and bite? That's it. Now you're gonna get it. Now I'm gonna suplex Jasper across the office right now. Come here. Kitty suplex time. He's playing. He's so silly. He's so silly. He was so active that he wants to play. How dare you? That's it. Give me this twisty. Get this twisty right now. Get it. Get it. He's a nut. He is a nutty kitty. He wants my attention during the pre-stream. He's like, stop talking to those people. Stop talking to those people and play with me. That's right.
Some quality father-son time there. If anybody ever asked me my opinion on that, it's a beautiful moment, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely beautiful. It's a shame it's not actually on camera, but whatever. Take what you can get.
Animal abuse, yes. Because I really do a flying standing suplex to my cat. Of course I do. You fucking idiot. Of course, yes. And then I do a flying elbow drop off the top of my laptop desk onto his chest. Of course I do. Stupid. You morons. It's a joke. We joke around. He likes to play. He likes to be silly and play and bite and run and grab. So I joke about wrestling him. Boy, you got... Holy crap.
Ciara, why you mean Jasper looks tasty? That's disgusting. I don't ever want to hear you say that ever again, or you're out of here. I don't want to hear you say my cat, you're going to eat my cat. What the fuck's wrong with you, dude?
What's hilarious is that we got a bunch of idiots...
Which cat were we talking about? I'm so lost.
Saying, oh, Phil is ceaseless blabbing, and this is like, this is the pre-stream, stupid. This is the point of the pre-stream, for me to answer people's questions and blab. Like, you might call it the blabbing hour. That's the point of this hour of stream before I game. So if you don't like it, Why are you here? Seriously, if you don't like to hear me talk, why are you on a segment of my stream where all I do is answer questions and talk? You'd have to be a complete fucking idiot. Oh, I think I just answered my own question.
Why is my rune toxic?
Alright, so HurdyGurdyMan says, I think there's a conspiracy that I purposely will delay telling people about tips so that more people will tip. No, if you actually take a look, there are certain games, for example, Street Fighter, Call of Duty, and others that are very attention-grabbing. Oh, I would say right now, Ghosts and Goblins. Those games are very intention-heavy. I can't play them and really pay attention to other stuff. I have to be 100% focused on what's going on in those games at all times, okay? And
that led to all those deaths, right? And with all of those deaths, you're telling me that he couldn't take, you know, a piggy second to just look over and just go ahead and shout out a big tip? You know, some of those $60, $70, $80 tips that usually comes in, and we delay, you know what I'm saying, going ahead and putting them on the leaderboard or even shouting them out. And that's another thing, too, that most people forget. He used to delay putting certain tips up on the leaderboard because he was hoping that someone else would beat them. Or it was a name that he didn't like, a detractor meme more often than not, as he would say. And he didn't want it up there, so he used to almost beg for people to tip more just so he could knock that off the leaderboard. Does anybody remember those moments? Pepper's Farm remembers those moments. Yikes.
when I'm playing them, it's a lot of times contributions come in, and I have to wait for downtime to sit down and give you guys shoutouts. For example, Street Fighter, sometimes I'm on a win streak, and there's like no time at all until I finally lose, which could be, you know, sometimes I get 10.
You mean when the lobby's loading up, we couldn't look over and just give them a shout out? Or as you've already gone through one round and getting into another, you couldn't take a few seconds just to glance over and do that? It's really that difficult, huh? Okay. Fair enough.
So it's a pain in the butt because, you know, people want shoutouts right away, but when do I do them? When I'm playing games constantly back to back. Call of Duty, each game is about, 10 minutes, roughly. So you got whole 10-minute segments where I can't really do any shoutouts until the match ends, and then I do the shoutouts in between, usually. That's just how it is. That's the nature
I'm hearing a whole lot of failure segments being brought up with the whole lot of opportunity to actually give shoutouts, and these aren't good excuses. I would say valid excuses, but these are just not good excuses. They're really not.
How those games work. So, and of course, keep in mind, a game like Danganronpa, complete opposite. It's all narrative. So I could usually just shout out whenever. If it's a narrative-based game at any moment, I could just stop. Oh, the cops are coming again. I could just stop to do a shout out. So you see, it's a very different situation, different kind of game. So, the thing is, of course, you're right, people want to make up conspiracies because they're assholes. Oh, Phil secretly has tons of tips coming on in the background, and he purposely doesn't give shout-outs for them, so that more tips will come in. Yes, that sounds like something an idiot would say. That sounds like someone who's just a piece of shit, who just wants to constantly say negative stuff about me, another conspiracy that they would make up, because they're boring, loserish people. So, congrats to the boring, loserish people who make up insulting things all the time. You're assholes.
Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic.
Okay, Mr. Hurdy-Gurdy-Man Chase, if people don't understand, charity streams also
That's a pretty good way of
benefit
owning the trolls, ladies and gentlemen. Well played, Phil. Well played.
streamer. It's about getting clout and media attention for bigger long-term growth, and not all of it is kind-heartedness. I mean, for some people, I'm sure... Listen, don't get me wrong. I totally understand that there's people that are doing stuff for clout. They're trying to get people to look at them in a positive light and get a big rub. That's what they call it, to get the rub, right? Get the positive rub from it. I don't think everyone's like that. I think that there are people out there who have enough reach and enough popularity that they know that if they push their attention to a cause, like a non-profit cause, a charity... If they're twisting to the hallway, you're not going to go? No, he's not.
I gotta say, WWE Champions does it have like a terminology page or something where they like actually give you guys wrestling terminology? I'm curious because I've never heard him use the term rub before. It is a wrestling term, certainly, but I've never heard him use that at all. Not once. Okay. I guess we know what's on the mind for him right at the moment. Wow. Hulk Hogan, no.
Their attention into a charity, that'll get other people to pay attention to it and support it, and it's very, very good, because here's the thing, you can see both sides of it. Here's how I see it. First of all, personally, I feel charity is something that should always be done behind closed doors, should not be done in the public eye. It should be done solely for the fact of doing something good and not trying to get clout for yourself. That's my
Shut the fuck
belief.
up. For a couple of different reasons. One, he doesn't give the charity. His bankruptcy documents already confirmed that. Two, Phil doesn't give to charity. It's very clear that he doesn't. He spent years upon years begging. You really think any of those shekels went to anything that was bigger and or more important or could be more helpful to somebody else but himself? Stop. You're deluding yourself. And 3, the only charities I can only assume this piece of shit would donate to is more than likely like I don't know, like Children's Medical Center, St. Jude, like any of those type of charities that you would see in your local store or at you know, any type of restaurant or even at a fast food place. You know what I'm saying? It's usually next to the tip jar or something along those lines. You know, give $1 here, throw some chunk change in there, whatever like that. I see him doing that. I really, really do. But all this other extra bullshit is that he's spewing about is just that bullshit. And let me give you an example. How is this piece of garbage going to tell you guys that, oh, I look at charity as something that should be given behind the scenes, shouldn't be any attention given to it, yada, 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 yada. But yet in like 2014, 2015, you know, one of those years where he still thought he was popular, he wanted to actually do a charity drive. Won't tell you what the charity is, though. He won't tell you what the organization that this charity was supposed to go to. Or was this money was being fundraised for, I should say. But he wanted to do a charity drive, and he wanted to reach out to some other prominent YouTubers and or streamers to do this charity drive, but he said he couldn't do it because his popularity was starting to wane and people were starting to turn against him. And so he chose not to do it. There are 2 particular problems with that statement. 1, where was the money going to go? And 2, what the fuck does your popularity have to do with raising money for charity? It's supposed to be bigger than you. And he said this is something that he had planned for months, and he had reached out to other people, and it was getting coordinated, and everything was looking good, and then all of a sudden people started to turn against him, and he's like, nope, I can't do it. Well, that's strange. That's really, really strange. And yet again, the time period's kind of interesting too. If it's 2014, 2015, were you trying to do this while you were still in Connecticut? Was that money going to go to helping you move to Seattle or to Washington State? Or was this after you were already you had already moved to Washington? And were you going to raise that money to try to help you alleviate some of the costs of moving and the deficit that you left in Connecticut with that condo? Just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? And he was making it sound like he was going to make that really big and really, it was going to be real public, and he's going to make announcements and everything. And then all of a sudden, he has this hate boner for charities now. It's really, really peculiar how that's a thing. That's okay though. Semantics. You know, one day I'm sure it'll come out.
That's why over the years you don't hear me talking about charity work. You don't hear me doing big charity streams and the like, because I do feel that it's kind of messed up that people who have popularity get positive attention for just doing something that, in my mind, should be done just for doing it because it's a good thing to do.
The money is mine, and I want the money.
Mother Teresa.
Indeed. So we can do fundraiser streams for ourselves. We can do charity streams for ourselves to help raise money for, I don't know, the taxes, save the house. You know, you guys have heard all this before. At least some of you have. If not, that's what the Gout Report's for. But we can have all of these things, right? And look at them as very positive events that's going to a good cause. But if you wanted to, I don't know, bring attention to a particular disorder or a particular disease, right, that doesn't get a lot of attention or is not spoken of very widely because people don't know about it. And if you wanted to go ahead and coordinate with other people and have a much larger event to bring awareness to that, you're a scumbag because you're doing it all for clout. Oh yes, the money is going to go to charity, and the money is going to bring more awareness to this disease, and those people who are afflicted by it are going to, in some small way, hopefully in larger ways, will actually get a lot of the help and even more attention to it than they were getting prior to that. But in the back of your mind, you need to remember you're a scumbag for doing this, because you're only doing it for clout. Any good intentions that you have is non-existent, because if you really were doing it for a selfless cause, if you will, you wouldn't even announce it. You would just do it behind the scenes. You would DM everybody and tell them what that situation is and just tell them to give you money. That's funny, because doesn't that sound like something Phil does? talking to his whales and pay pigs behind the scenes to help him out with stuff? That's interesting. Just like how he used to have that Streamlabs tips leaderboard that disappeared once attention was brought to it. Was that him trying to shield those people who were donating to the Phil Burnell charity to help him continue to save his house and pay his taxes and keep his business going? I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Shit. Her whole life was just helping people, right? Those are the people who should be, you know, applauded for charity work, not someone on a fucking live stream raising money for St. Jude's. You know, not to say that's not good, because it is, and absolutely, it's awesome that it happens, but why are you kissing their butt? They're already probably filthy rich, which is why they're able to do a crazy good charity stream to begin with. You see? They don't need the positive spin.
Hey, why do you have to be rich to have charity events? These people aren't philanthropists. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why do you have to come from means, as Phil Burnell does, apparently? Why do you have to come from means to be able to donate to charity? And what's wrong with you being recognized for helping to bring attention to a charity? Or even running a charity event yourself? What's wrong with that? If that's the case, then why should anybody do anything good for anybody then? If you're just going to do it for clout? Right? Like, okay, let's give Phil's a Catholic, right? Let's go ahead and do an example. When he goes to church, oh, I'm sorry, he don't go to church. My bad. When his parents go to church and they go ahead and give money into the tip jar or to pay tithes or donation jar or whatever, aren't they trying to get a rub? Wouldn't some people consider that them trying to buy their way into heaven? No? What is it? Is it real? Is that money really going to go to the church? Is that money really going to go to some of the causes and or events that the church has to help bring awareness to whatever situation that's going on, or to help maintain the church itself so it can be the shelter of sanctity that it's supposed to be made out to be? Right? Or what about those people who sign tens of thousands of dollars away to the church each and every year? That seems like they're trying to get clout. That seems like they're trying to buy their way into heaven almost. It seems like they're almost trying to buy forgiveness. Salvation, if you will. I mean, the church would never have had an event sometime in the distant past, and maybe even now, where one could actually spend large amounts of money to have their sins forgiven. The church would never do that. Right? It's not like you, at one time, you couldn't actually buy the papacy. You could actually spend money, large amounts of money, and actually become a pope. It's not like that's a thing, right? It's not like it was a thing, right? I'm asking. I'm legitimately asking. If every good intention that you have has some type of positive some type of positive residuals for you, then you're just a clout chaser, so why the fuck are you even doing it? According to his logic, that seems strange. That seems hypocritical. Let's continue, though. Because, Phil is obviously the quintessential of all sanctity and purity as it pertains to everything, right? He's never out here to try to get clout. You know what I'm saying? He's not out here trying to capitalize off of other people's misfortunes and stuff like that. He would never, ever lay in wait, right, for someone that he perceives to be an enemy to fuck up so he could go ahead and slam them on Twitter for clout, right? He would never do that. He would never, ever, ever, ever call other content creators shills or sellouts or liars, right, to try to elevate himself, would he? He would never do that. Philip J. Burnell, or Philip P. Burnell? Whatever. Piss Burnell would never, ever do that, right? Let's hear him out, though. Let's hear his words of wisdom. 10 snort commandments.
Life.
Thou shalt not ever give charity to anybody but thee. Snort.
Those are the people who deserve respect. That's how I was raised as a Roman Catholic. So for me, it's not supposed to be about, get attention and get any kind of a rub for doing charity work, you see? So, that being said, you will never hear me talk about this kind of stuff publicly. People say, well, Phil, what charities do you support? And what is that? I'm not going to tell you. Because that, in my opinion, that's not right. Like me, if anything that I donate to is my own business, it's not your business. And if ever I was to do a charity event, I would make sure that it was a crazy big one that would get, you know, some kind of huge benefit from it. Alright? But I've never done a charity event because sadly there's so many negative people associated with me that I know they would just try to ruin it.
It's not
Now,
me,
what does that have to do with the actual charity itself, though? And if I did do a charity, it would have to be some type of crazy large event. Wait, what? No, I want to hear that back. I'm sorry. I have to. I need more clarification.
Business. And if ever I was to do a charity event, I would make sure that it was a crazy big one that would get, you know, some kind of huge benefit from it. Alright? But I've never done a charity event because sadly there's so many...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't think Phil would be so much of a scumbag that he would try to skim money off of a charity, would you? He wouldn't be on the take a little bit, would he? You wouldn't think he would ever do that, right? I want you to think about this. Hypothetical Pignosis, our favorite game. Let's say... it'll never happen, but let's say, you know, for argument's sake, that Darkside Phil was actually to convince a few other people who aren't lol cows and who can look at him without completely losing their shit laughing, actually did a charity event, and they allowed Phil to be completely and totally in charge of the account that all this money is going into. And let's say that $50,000 is raised over the span of, like, oh, I don't know, Phil's a lazy piece of garbage, but with that much money coming in, he might actually stick around. Let's say over the span of, like, 16 hours, right? Phil has complete and total control of this money. Of the account, I should say, that this money is going into, which in turn, he has to turn this money over to whatever the charity and or charities is that, you know, will benefit from this. Let's say it's $50,000. Okay? Him and like 5 other streamers, you know, come up with this large event. It's incredibly successful. Okay, Phil, we've made, you know, $55,000+. We'll leave it to you to go ahead and send the money. Great job, everybody. Job well done. I want you to look at that face right there. And I want you guys to tell me, honestly, that you don't think he would, if he could, you know what I'm saying? If he could skim a little bit of that money off the top. What if they didn't even know the actual total? What if they said, oh, okay, we made about 55,000, guys. Yeah, congratulations. That's so much money that's going to help with all these charities or whatever. And come to find out it's like $65,000, $70,000. And no one has any record of the account but him. He's the one that's in total control. Just like how much money he was making from Machinima, and he was totally in control of that, and John only knew what he told John. So now we have a point of reference. Are you telling me that you don't think Phil would have skimmed some of that money off the top? Everybody's running around on Twitter saying, congratulations, Phil, for $55,000. That right there is the narrative, right? And if that's the narrative, it must be true. And if it's true, that's what history will remember. So if he ends up skimming like $15,000, $20,000 off the top, and that $55,000 still makes it from point A to point B, you really think he wouldn't take that opportunity? You really think he wouldn't take that chance? I want you to really dig deep for this, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to really think, after everything that you've seen and heard from this individual over the years, do you really think he's that honest of a person that he'd be able to do that? I want you to really think about that. Let it all sink in.
Associated with me, I know they would just try to ruin it.
It's not me, it's the trolls. So that's why I really don't bother with that. I just privately do stuff behind the scenes and don't talk about it publicly. I'm good at lying.
The Ice Bucket Challenge, okay? Where people all over the internet were challenged to drop a bucket of ice on their head as a way to spread awareness for ALS, right? Now, you didn't have to dump a bucket of ice on your head. You could have just said, hey guys, ALS is pretty important to know about, and it would be nice if we could stop it because it's a debilitating disease and blah, blah, blah. But instead people said, let's just dump buckets of ice water on our fucking head. And most people who did it, I have to say, sadly, they did it for clout. They did this because they wanted attention for themselves. They wanted to be part of a viral movement. They didn't necessarily spread awareness of ALS at all. They were just doing it because everyone else was doing it. And, oh, it's the in thing to do. That's absolutely amazing that this silly viral movement of people doing something for clout actually resulted in raising tons of money that did something good. So it goes both ways.
How is that amazing,
nice
though? I'm sorry. Now you're hearing a lot of pig tart shit here, so let's go ahead and try to reel this in a little bit. How is he surprised that an event like that, or a movement, if you will, was able to raise all this money for this particular disease, when people were challenging other people to do it, and those same people were also saying, "I'm going to donate money to this charity as well." That was kind of the point. It wasn't you just throwing ice on your head, right? That's kind of like a funny little thing. But also, those same people were also donating money to it as well. Or people who follow them on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or Twitch or whatever the case may be were also donating on their behalves as well, just because everybody thought it was a good cause. Like, anybody could just, at any given time, could just throw ice on their head. Like, there was so much more than that. It really shows how simplistic he is in some of his thinking, because it's weird how someone who's just a negative piece of garbage, who's desperate for recognition, would have the nerve to accuse other people for doing the exact same thing that they want to do. Isn't that fascinating? But even more than that, didn't John do something like that? And I don't think John nominated anybody to do it. Or maybe he did. I didn't actually see the full video. I've just seen the clip. But if he had, I wouldn't have wasted that nominee, or that nomination, I should say, on Phil, because Phil would be a bitch and just not do it. I can honestly see that. So if someone has the full clip of John getting ice or paint or some type of red dye or some type of blue dye, I think it was, poured on him, because the hat never came off. That's a funny little thing with John. He never takes the hat off. But if anybody actually has the full clip, I'm sure that John probably didn't nominate anybody, and if he did nominate somebody, it certainly wasn't Phil. That's telling, because he probably has enough of a grasp of Phil and his personality to know that, yeah, he's probably not going to want to participate in something like that. That's telling. And John has known Phil since 2005. Interesting bit of lore. John actually ended up catching wind of who Phil was after Phil's 2005 fourth place finish. So that's essentially how they met, which means that 2005 finish actually means a lot to Phil. There's a lot of sentimental value, because for whatever reason, that placement led him to John. Isn't that something? Isn't that quaint? Still, let's continue.
Just raise the money and cure the disease without everyone trying to get clout on the internet, but, you know, it is what it is. That's life, I guess, right? So that's an example how it could go both ways. Yeah, there are people who basically did it just for attention, but at the same time, it actually did concretely help. So thank God. Because how many times does this stuff happen, and a person gets clout and then nothing happens? You know, you also, another thing I should say, if you are ever going to donate to a charity, be very, very careful of who you donate to. A lot of these charities, they are not kosher. They will pocket...
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to really think about this. There's a level of this is a level of, like, self-reflection in this quote. I want you to really take all of that in. You know what I'm saying? There's a lack of self-awareness, certainly, but there's certainly a lot of self-reflection subconsciously coming out in this situation.
Of your donation or more, under the guise that this is operational cost. Come to find out, they're paying themselves salaries. And it's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be a fucking non-profit. You're supposed to be, you know, you take my money and you put it towards a good cause. Why did 50% of my donation go to running your business and you pocketed it and basically paid yourself? Right? So you gotta be very careful. By the way, I'm not saying every charity is like that. They're not. But there are some out there that are pretty bad. Okay? You shouldn't give so much attention and clout to a streamer or any content creator or any celebrity or anyone just because they're doing charity work. That should be like, okay, that's very nice that that person's doing it. You know that that person is taking time out of their day to do it. They could be doing other things that benefit them. It's nice that they're doing something special, but that's not the end-all be-all of who they are, and they're certainly not a saint, because obviously they're going to get a positive rub out of it, right? It's all about just being smart, man. It's about being smart and not being gullible, you know. Be aware of these things. This is how it works, man. This is life. People just, the problem is a lot of people just take stuff for face value. And they don't understand how the inner workings of things happen behind the scenes. There's people who would not understand that some
because no one wants to go through life believing that every person's trying to rip them off or get over on them. Take that in, ladies and gentlemen. Not everybody wants to go through life believing that. That's the reason why Phil Burnell even exists. That's the reason why people, to some degree, actually give him money or try to give him some attention in a positive way. There's a bunch of big YouTubers who have, or who have attempted to, I should say. No one, I mean, you could say the same thing about Rich from Review Tech USA, despite the fact that Rich isn't stupid. Like, he realizes that Phil's a piece of shit. He'll always be a piece of shit. There's nothing redeemable about him. And Phil doesn't even know his story. Phil can't even keep his lies together. So wanting to hear his side of the story means jack shit. That's what a pre-stream's for. Like, it doesn't mean anything, but I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit off track. Nobody wants to go through life believing that everybody's a piece of fucking garbage. Nobody wants that. Like, no one takes any solace in that. And that's the reason why people give to charity. That's why people help other people out if they can, if it's in their means, or if they have the time to do it, or and whatever the case may be. Right? Essentially. Because no one wants to believe the worst of people. But, to be honest, that's why we should be glad that Dark Side Phil exists. Because he represents the worst of people. He represents what happens when you stop caring and you only focus on you, your wants, your needs, your desires. He's the quintessential example of someone who puts himself over everybody. And he will step on, he will lie to, he will deceive, he will cheat anybody and everybody if he can get himself over. And still have the nerve to bitch and complain about how it's never enough. You need lolcows, ladies and gentlemen, to exist. And you need people like Darkside Phil to exist. Because any of us could fall down the slippery slope that he did. Any of us could. Any of us could take the easy way out, so to speak. It doesn't take much.
And use it to finance themselves. They wouldn't even understand that. They would just assume every dollar donated to a cause goes to the cause. It's not true. You gotta be very careful.
Someone actually just tipped me $1 and said, Tevin is giving more back to his fans and to charity than you ever have, and you make more money than him. He breaks the law. You literally might as well say, yeah, well, the drug dealer down the fucking street, you know, donates to charity and does nice things for his customers. He breaks the law.
That's funny. I want you to look at his face, by the way. So, Tevin, this criminal, right, can sit here and drum up all this money for charity, and yet this eternal victim can't. Won't even make an attempt to, because his public standings isn't very good. I want you to think about that. So, this alleged criminal who should go to jail, right, because Phyllis said that plenty of a time, right, can go ahead and raise money for charity each and every year. And yet, this one right here, Mr. I know what's best for all of you. Don't give to charities, give to me, because I'm the honest one. I'm going to tell you where all this money is going to go. But those charities are all deceitful and they're lying, and there's people who have their hands in the honey pot, and you don't want to do that. He has the nerve to call another person a criminal. The same ass clown who sat there and said that I need to raise money for my taxes, and then all of a sudden Catherine pops up. And then admits to us a year later, I never paid those taxes. And then the year after that admits that I never paid the taxes for that year either. But he wants to talk about breaking the law. That's amazing! Oh my god, the lack of self-awareness is fucking amazing! Oh!
Time he turns on his stream and illegally restreams anyone without permission, he's breaking the law.
Wait a second. Didn't LSB do a charity stream too? Right? And he raised some money too, right? But LSB never got called a criminal. Oh, that's harsh. But he turned on his illegal stream and was able to raise funds for a good cause. But he turned on his illegal stream to raise those to raise those funds for that cause. But he's never labeled a criminal though, ever. Phil has never, ever labeled him a criminal. Only Tevin. Well, that seems rather suspicious, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not dwell on that. Let's just go ahead and move on. You know, it's not like Phil has a prejudice against a certain demographic of people, right? It's not like Phil holds personal biases against certain stuff, right? It's not like Phil didn't have spies in both of those streams, respectfully. He didn't know what money was being raised or anything, right? And we can just go ahead and let, I guess, one would say, with all due respect to LSB, the lesser of two evils, just go ahead and, get away with that. And just go ahead and blame it on this dude of a different color. We would never allow, it would never be that, right? Right, ladies and gentlemen? That can never be a thing. Okay, just make sure.
Actual fucking criminal that can't be taken to task because
an actual fucking criminal who can't be taken to task. Oh my god. Tevin, no. No, Tevin, no.
He's breaking the law. He is an actual fucking criminal that can't be taken to task because there's no policing for that on the internet unless you sue him. You are actually saying that someone who breaks the law on a daily basis is a better person than someone else. You are a fucking moron. Oh my god, you are a moron. A complete idiot.
Don't just assume that everything out there is a bed of roses, because it's not. You gotta that's right, you gotta keep it real. Keep it real.
Actually, you know what I'm saying? Not to be an asshole, you know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing against LSB. So let's go ahead and throw somebody else into the ringer too. The Drunken Peasants. When they sat there and held the emails hostage, quote unquote, and we're gonna use that to draw people in and give money to their podcast, right? Why weren't they labeled criminals? I mean, Phil, weren't they gonna be exposing a personal, private conversation that you had with another individual, and they were essentially putting that out there as ransom? You know what I'm saying? They were auctioning, not even ransom. Let me take that back. They were actually auctioning it to the highest bidder, but they weren't criminals then, right? Were they white collar criminals at that point? How do we categorize that? How do we break that down? I'm curious. I really am. I really want to know. Because, yet again, it's fascinating all the people out there who have, on quote unquote, attempted to get Phil into a position where they could profit off of him. But none of them were ever called criminals. Ever! None of them were ever categorized as criminals. Except for this one guy over here. I don't even think SOK got called that. But this one guy over here does, though. Oh well. It's nothing. I'm reaching. I'm sure. I'm sure that there's no actual bias whatsoever. You know, it's very funny that you could shit on one person who has made money off of you, whether for personal gain or for a charity. But yet you have this whole demographic of people over here that have done it, but none of them need to go to jail. None of them are ever classified as criminals. It's very strange. Very, very strange. Oh well.
Still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
He's a whole lot more than that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and go into our first music break, and then I will see you guys for video number 2. Yeah. I'll see you guys in a few. Holy shit, Phil. He's breaking the law. Wow. Just wow. If you guys ever wanted, real quick, I know, I'm sorry, we're supposed to get into the music aspect of it, but if you guys ever wanted a glimpse of the Gouty Viper spewing venom in its most purest form, that was it. And that's one of many examples that he has towards this individual. But that right there was something. That was potent. That right there could easily put, I don't know, 5 10, maybe 15 members of Almighty A gang to sleep. It really could. Not a permanent sleep, just a nap. You know, just a little bit of a nap. It's a thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's a thing.
What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
Don't get your hopes up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the second video that will make up our broadcast. Brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Let's see. Gout explosion, stabbed and crushed in Call of Gouty. And... sorry, let me extend this a little bit. Oh boy, I am failing miserably here. And nobody cares about the doxing of PW dubs. Hurtful. This video was published on March 22nd of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Poor PW dubs. Poor PW dubs. Here we go.
Yes, I'm playing with him. That was a headshot! That was directly in the mouth! There's no way they could have survived it. Fucking Treyarch, you suck. That was a headshot. Enemy spy plane. You fucking idiots.
There's the salt. The delicious salt.
Again with this shit. Eat the stick, motherfucker. Yeah, I can already tell you the connection is bad. See, it's better to fight the bad connection when you have scope. The game gives you more accuracy, so it gives you kind of more of the benefit of the doubt, but... immediately CT fire's dead. What? Now wait a minute. They don't have to aim or nothing. They just insta-kill me. Yes, because the connection is bad. That means that they're seeing me before I can see them, and they're getting a cheap kill. There's no skill involved there.
I smell salt.
I shot him directly in the face and he didn't die again. This is bullshit.
Hesitation will get you killed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a thing.
Laggy fucking bullshit. Hostile care package inbound. What the fuck? He wasn't there! Are you kidding? He wasn't there! Oh my god. How can you explain I spawn? I walk up here.
I mean, granted, if the guy, like I said, the guy is obviously rotating around the map, which is a smart thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and work the outer edges and slowly bring yourself in. But because of Phil's, you know, gouty ear infections, which is probably still... he's probably still has some residuals in there, right? There's probably still some residue in there. I'm not joking either. I mean it. With that being said, he still has his earphones around his neck. He can't hear footsteps, and footsteps are a thing. It's maybe not as prominent as it's been in previous Call of Duty games, but it is a thing. He wouldn't have been able to hear him either which way. The guy didn't spawn behind you. You spawned. You moved out of. You went ahead and moved up and out of cover, and somebody who rotated around saw you, or is on the usual patrol, and they went ahead and they gouted you. That's kind of what happened. That's what the situation is. You shouldn't be upset at that. You really shouldn't. But Phil's upset at everything.
Behind me. Insta-kills with melee attack. Where was he?
Paradox cheers. Also a shout out to Thrawn. All right, very nice. Kashmir Go also did 201-bit cheers. And people keep saying over 1,800 milligrams of sodium in the chat. Well, there you go. Don't know what it's meme. We are at 731 subscribers. We have lost subs today, folks. That is unacceptable completely. I'm very upset at this. And now I will whine and complain about it for the rest of the stream that we lost subs today. It's completely unacceptable behavior. Okay. That's correct. I'm not the kind of person to complain. Everyone knows I would never complain. Ever. I would never complain about anything. I'm a really upbeat, positive person. Why would I have anything to complain about in my life? In reality, the truth is, things are, getting better for me in my life. So, I am actually becoming a more positive person. Sadly, the people who attach themselves to my butthole like disgusting hemorrhoids won't go away. There were times when I was very negative and toxic in my past. I've changed from that, and I don't want to be like that anymore. But
if you've changed, then you wouldn't have to worry about wanting to be like that. You saying that means that you still have it, or you're still like that, or you certainly have urges, or you have outbursts. Oh well, semantics. That's all in the language and whatnot. Some people have to read a little deeper into that. But on top of that, that tells a lot about you as an individual if someone else can make you a toxic individual or a negative person. That's an interesting little aspect of itself as well. That's kind of silly. Also, doesn't Phil tell us that his quality of life has been amazing since Catherine has gotten there? You know what I'm saying? But why is he saying right here that, my life has been slowly but surely getting better? But I thought your life is so much better with Catherine and Jasper also in your life. It's almost as if things aren't the way they seem to be, or as he makes them out to be. Let's be honest. His wife spends the majority of her time in her office and shit. Jasper only comes around when he's bored, or he needs to taste of spam in his mouth, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, he's a fucking shut-in. He's perpetually alone. You know what I'm saying? And then, he's got a birthday celebration coming up? A week? If not 2 weeks almost? Of celebrating your fucking birthday alone. Literally a fucking lone. Oh. No friends. No family. No loved ones. No one at all who gives jack shit about him except for a bunch of faceless people on the internet. That's what we're going to choose to celebrate. Bravo, Phil. Bravo. Just another one of those examples of sticking it to the haters, right?
Want to forget. They just want to hang on to the past and act like that's today, which it's not.
Yeah, that's amazing. Had more than enough time to shoot at that guy. And waits until the dude is off screen to start firing. Amazing! But it's the lag, though. It's the lag in the connection that's preventing Phil from playing at his best. And skill-based matchmaking. Don't forget about that either. Skill-based matchmaking is why all of his bullets hit that guy, but it didn't hit that guy. It just landed into the wall. It's true. It's true.
Don't you jump! No aiming! There's no way he could have hit. Impossible! Fucking impossible! 100% bullshit gameplay. Laggy fucking garbage.
All I can taste is the saltiness.
I told you.
It's as good as ours. It's a Titan. Did you see that? He teleported. He was right in front of me. I was shooting him. He disappeared from the screen, and then I was dead. You got to be kidding me.
That was actually a pretty good example of instant transmission. That was actually a pretty good example of it. Speaking of which, fuck instant transmission, by the way. Well, not fuck instant transmission. I mean, kind of, sort of. Vegeta has it now, and it is what it is, but I always thought that was kind of bullshit. Like, it's one of those techniques. I'm sorry, I'm about to go off on a bit of a tantrum here, but bear with me. Okay, so Goku's taught a technique that can help you cover extremely large, allow you to cover large areas in a very short amount of time. Why the fuck hasn't Krillin or Yamcha or Piccolo or any of those people been taught that? I mean, Jesus Christ, the Z Fighters, I hate to say this, but the Z Fighters are nothing more than cannon fodder at any given time anyway. At least give them a fair chance to escape. Give them a fair chance to allow other people to escape. But no, only Goku gets that. Not even Gohan gets it. And I don't want to get into I don't even want to get into the nonsense of Gohan. I'm tired of hearing people talk about, oh, he has so much potential and eventually he'll reach it. No. The guy is straight puss. He gave that up. He never, just like Piccolo said, his true father, by the way. And don't let nobody tell you differently. Piccolo said he doesn't have it in him. He may very well have the power in him, but he doesn't have the will to use it. Accept that shit. It's just the reality. Goddamn, Videl had more fight in her than fucking Gohan did. Like, it's not until somebody fucking gets destroyed or gets killed or some android gets his fucking head crushed in when shit happens. Actually, oh my god, I'm going on oh, real fast. How the fuck is Gohan gonna watch essentially his family, that the Z fighters are essentially his family, get beaten to damn near an inch of their motherfucking life, and this random android gets his head destroyed? And that is enough to fucking push him over the edge. I never understood that shit. And I had older siblings that try to instill in me the fucking sentimentality of that bullshit. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna go into the whole argument that, oh, you know, the androids were fucking soulless and all that silly shit, because according to lore, Android 16 is actually he was like one of like the Red Ribbon Army's like main researchers. It was like is actually like his son or some shit, something along those lines. I don't know if it's Dr. Gero himself, or it's just another scientist, but essentially that's somebody's son, right? And he got into a situation with Goku. He may have been killed, not by Goku directly per se or whatever, but and that's why he was turned into an android to try to preserve him. I can't remember what the full details on that is, but I know I've read that a while back. But the point being is, why did that have to happen to be the trigger to fucking finally wake shit up? Why? Why that? Like, why that? You spent your whole time training for this moment, and then you couldn't deliver. And that's actually the quintessential bit of Gohan's whole existence. I'm sorry, I'm done. Okay, I actually want to do a video on that. I got a bunch of little random ass topics like that for as it pertains to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z that I can go over. But it's stuff like that it just irks the shit out of me, dude. He's such a waste of a character. He really is. Him, Yamcha, even though I do agree that Vegeta cucked the shit out of Yamcha, and Yamcha deserved that shit. But and I fuck with Yamcha too. I like Yamcha. I feel like he's a waste of a character. But Gohan's a waste of a character, just to keep the Goku train going. Anyway, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to this. That was a pretty good example of Ultra Instinct. Fucked Ultra Instinct because Goku wouldn't teach that to anybody else. Let's move on.
Fuck.
My bad. I said I was saying fucking Ultra Instinct. I meant Instant Transmission. My bad, dude. My bad. My fault. But then again, real quick, as it pertains to Ultra Instinct, theoretically anybody could learn it. So it's not only like, it's not something that's literally only exclusive to the angels or whatnot. Literally anybody could learn it. So that's a thing. But back to Instant Transmission, yet again, there's no reason why Goku isn't teaching everybody that shit. Anyway, let's go.
Did you see that? He's right in front of me. The game wouldn't allow me to stab him. It was so laggy. It just made me swing wildly. It wouldn't lock on or do nothing with the guy. See? Yeah, dude. I'm not going to get 20 kills. The match is too laggy. The match, again, this is like the third or fourth one where the lag is out of control. It's fucking ridiculously bad.
My mouth is full of salt.
Dude, that's like 6 frames per second right there. What do you want me to do to that? What? That's insane. That's completely insane, the amount of bullets I put in that guy and they say he didn't die. What? It didn't count! Get the fuck out of here, you laggy piece of shit! How the fuck was that not a machete kill? How was that not a machete kill? I I just spawned here, yet somehow there's an enemy behind me that gets a melee kill. Explain that. Because fucking spawns suck. It means they were already behind me. Why did they spawn me there then? Stupid fucking game. Okay, I run right into the same person. I draw and fire, my gun doesn't fire, and the person gets a cheap kill on me. Like, fuck this game, man. Fuck this stupid laggy shit.
Oh, you're gonna get salt, 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 salt. It's, oh, even now, again, my mouth overpowered with salt flavor.
Oh my god. Ugh, unlucky. Come on, you laggy piece of shit. I definitely stabbed him. Fuck you, man.
Ah, the salty tears.
He shot me through the wall. Impossible. Fuck this game. He shoots me through the fucking brick wall. Get the fuck out of here, asshole. Oh my god. Through the brick fucking wall. Bullshit, are you shitting me? It shows me walking up to his face and not swinging, when obviously that's not what happened. Obviously there was a swing you saw on my screen. This is ridiculous.
More Macaulay, of course, he says, how do you deal with all the hate you get? Do you ever, like, feel down? Yeah, there's some times when I get so much hate and bullshit thrown against me, it's completely unwarranted nonsense, that it makes me feel like shit. I mean, that's just the human nature. When you have a group of people who constantly are at you, and saying everything you do is unworthy of any kind of praise or attention, you know, all these horrible things about you that you know aren't true, but you're not going to sit there and just defend yourself 24/7 against them.
I like how he says that it's not about any of the claims against him is untrue. He's more bothered by the fact that any praise or attention that he feels he deserves, he's not getting. And other people are saying that he's not worthy or not deserving of it. That's the first thing, right, that comes to mind that bothers him the most. That's sad. And this screenshot right here is amazing. This is beautiful. This will work out great. That's sad. That every waking moment that you're up, you believe you should be acknowledged on some greater plane, right? And you're not. And it bothers you to this extent. That is something special. Ladies and gentlemen. That is something special. And see, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of the problem, I guess you could say, with internet popularity. Like, the moment you have it, or you've gained some semblance of it, I should say, most people can't give it up. And they just have to keep chasing it. Which is, guess what? One of the core qualifications of a lolcow. It really is. And given how he looks in this particular screenshot, I think he's worthy of a lolcow. Certainly. The king of lolcows, almost. Then I guess it would be either Chantel or Amberlynn would be the queen, depending on who lives longest. We'll see. It's not looking good on either one of those fronts, to be honest. Unless Becky takes the throne. That's always a thing. Big ups to Becky.
Right? Yeah, it can make me feel like shit, but as I told you guys, there's more than enough people who don't care about the slander and the defamation on the internet about me. There's more than enough that will still come to the stream, still support me. They don't care about the bullshit people make up. And I'm happy that obviously over the 12 plus years that I've done this, people tell me what I do is meaningful. They don't care about the nonsense. Here we are.
If that's the case, then why are we getting pissed off over only getting $25 on a stream, $35, $50, $51? How many people is actually enough? And when you actually think about the larger demographic of people who donate money, it's actually only like 5 or 6 people. And a bunch of sock accounts that they use. Okay.
Several days into some horse shit on the internet about me, no one cares. Like, literally no one with a brain cares. No one's gonna fucking sit here and talk about drama and shit. We're here to have fun with games. That's all I was ever here for. So that's a good thing. That I can separate myself from the horse shit and not have to fucking worry that, oh, just because some idiot is trying to say shit about me today, I have to worry about people, oh, now everything's derailed. Watch my streams. It's not the case. Actually, it's the opposite, I feel. That we have enough shit. There's enough,
how you feel and what the fact is two separate things. Keep that in mind, too. Because, keep in mind, this idiot's on Kiwi Farms every day. Every fucking day, he's over there on Kiwi Farms reading what they're saying about him. Oh, I don't feel that like that affects me and my content or my audience. I feel that that's not actually a big deal. I feel like people don't care. Okay, we now know how you feel, but what's the reality? What's the truth? He can't tell you that.
Oh, I don't have my headphones on. Oops. There's enough people who don't believe slander and enough people who like what I do for a living that it doesn't matter what people say about me anymore. It really doesn't. It's completely... It's neither here nor there anymore. They make up as much as they fucking want. It doesn't matter.
Wait, but I thought it was because of those very people that he almost didn't get the bankruptcy judgment. I thought, right? Like, weren't these people allegedly hindering him from getting that? How most people can just have a nice, easy process. It took him like 2 or 3 months to be granted it. No? Aren't these the same people that keep him from getting opportunities that other streamers or content creators or influencers, not to say Phil's an influencer, but he is, and if you think about it, I mean, amongst his little cult, but he is an influencer. But he doesn't get the opportunities that other people do because of his lolcow status and how people propagate this information about him. But that's not actually a thing. No one actually cares. Okay, just making sure.
Oh, look at the choppiness. What the? Dude! I shot the guy as he was teleporting, and then the guy drops on me into melee attack. Like, ugh. Choppy, man. All day it's been like this. Oh, Jesus! That would've been like a triple kill, but the motherfucker had a grenade launcher. That's what I did. But mine's delayed because of fucking lag. So stupid.
With this salt flavor. Ugh.
No! What a mess. What a disgusting mess. Bullshit, completely. You can tell it's bullshit when it's an instant kill like that. If I got hit by a couple bullets and then died, that's realistic. Oh, you're just instantly dead. No, fuck you. Bullshit. That was full swing into his body and it doesn't register. Whatever you say, dude. I just spawned. That's bullshit again. I just fucking spawned and a guy's shooting me. No, you dumb fucks. Don't spawn me like that. Come on.
Over 1,800 milligrams of sodium. This is one of the saltiest things.
Oh, it's so good. I stabbed him. I absolutely stabbed him. The game is full of shit. So I think I'm gonna get the kills. I'm not gonna get the stab. The game's not gonna give them to me because this game is laggy. It's bullshit. The guy's right in front of me. I press it. He doesn't swing at all. And it says you instantly died. No, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit laggy game.
Salt. That's all I can taste is salt.
What? I couldn't move. I was locked in place. Seriously, I threw the grenade. I killed the guy with hipfire. The game would not allow me to do anything else. I was frozen. I can't move again, dude. I'm frozen. That's the second time in a row it happened. As I was firing, I couldn't move. I was completely frozen in place. What? That's impossible. Look at that bullshit. Complete impossibility.
Shut the fuck up. God damn.
Here's the thing. This right here harkens back to the last broadcast when Phil got blown up. He didn't blow himself up in that one, though. But when Phil got blown up and he ends up getting thrown over the fence line, it was on Nuketown. He got thrown over the fence like a piece of trash. It was kind of like that. Holy shit. I want to see this from the beginning again. It's too bad about losing both his legs, though. That sucks. So it's a lot of cherry juice and Mama's family Burnell, or Mama Burnell's family sauce being put to waste. But what are you gonna do? And he threw it himself. Of course he did. Wow, look at that. God damn.
Great. You fucking stupid fucking game, man. Oh my god. I got perfectly stuck. Ow. Bullshit. Complete bullshit. I had the complete drop on him and the game would not let me stab him because of lag. That's bullshit. I was ready and waiting for that motherfucker.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, successful stream for sure. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
Oh boy. Now, the PW Dubs thing, I want to say, until we figure out exactly what the details were on that situation, it'll be hard to say how anything goes about it. It reveals that if it comes out that Phil actually told him to send him like the information so he could verify, then it means that Phil's doxing people, which isn't a surprise. It isn't a surprise at all. If PW Dubs divulged it on his own, then you got another tard that's knee deep in the fucking pignosis. So I don't know. Either which way, it's not a good look, because it looks Phil look bad either which way. No matter how that kind of comes about. Jesus Christ. Anyway, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into our next music break, and then I will see you guys for video number 3. See you guys in just a second. Wow. Let's see here. What is our choices?
Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Welcome.
I'm glad she's keeping her hopes high. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the third video that will make up our broadcast. Brought to us by Burnell, DSP, failing and overcoming Champions Road, producing Salt and COD, Genshin Impact. Oh, my bad. Genshin Impact nearly the wage quit. I'm not surprised. I don't know why he even keeps playing that game. This video was published also on March 22nd of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Whoa, boy. All right, here we go.
Super Mario 3D World, and ladies and gentlemen, it is official. This is my final attempt ever at completing Champions Road in the game. Once I complete it, there's nothing else left to do in the game, and I'm not going back to rebeat every stage of every character. So this is really the final challenge. The problem is it's now been like 3 weeks, and I haven't beaten it. I've been playing this once a week for a couple hours at a time. I have not been able to beat Champions Road. I have failed every chance I've tried. I tried Luigi for like 5 hours, couldn't do it. Then I switched to Peach, and the problem is with Peach is a little different because she controls a little bit differently than Luigi. I feel that once I get the control down, I think I'll be able to beat it, but we're gonna see. Now, this is it. After tonight, if I don't beat it in the next 2 hours, I'm done. I'm done attempting this. I mean, this is like 6-7 hours now. I'm just never gonna beat it. And it's a shame because, you know, there's been a lot of tough things in gaming that I've beaten, and if this defeats me, this would be one of the very few things that ever beat me entirely and I never was able to complete. So, let's see what happens.
Here we go. Here's a juice for $2. Let's go, Phil. You can do it. And Chewy Chase. The game looks like fun. It is fun. This game is great. This is the hardest part of it. This part right now. The rest of the game actually isn't as nearly as challenging as this. Oh boy. Almost blew it there. You gotta be kidding. Wow. Oh my god. Say it ain't so. I missed the star! I missed the star! I didn't get the star! I forgot the star!
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but the last time Burnell put this segment in there, Phil's movements have changed quite a bit since then. I'm not going to accuse Phil of watching somebody else, but his movements are very, very different in this one, as opposed to the previous attempt. Now, you could chalk that up that the pig's finally learning, but I don't know. That seems a little too convenient. Okay, I mean, whatever. I mean, he failed at the end anyway. Not that that's anything to fucking cheer for, but his movements are very, very different this time around than the last time. And it's not like Phil's is a quick learner either, so I don't know if I don't know how I feel about that. Well, don't have to feel anything about it, but still, I don't know what I think. I'm not really quite sure.
Dude!
He legitimately looks like Buffalo Bill when he's doing that. Here, let me bring that back for you guys. The terror. The terror. He legitimately... Well, I went back too far. My bad. He legitimately looks kind of like Buffalo Bill when he's doing that shit.
Dude!
Wow.
No, that's the biggest epic fail ever. I didn't grab the green star. I did the whole fucking thing and I didn't grab the star. I can't believe this bullshit. I didn't grab it. I didn't grab it. I didn't grab the star. I didn't touch the star. I did the whole lasers. And I didn't get the star. I did all the lasers and I didn't get the star.
Oh!
Benefactor.
Oh!
Where are we headed?
That is disgusting.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Does anybody remember that reaction compilation that Twitch made, and they put it on Twitter? And two things came out of that. One, because Darkside Phil was in it, it completely and totally canceled out everybody else was in it. Everybody else that was also in it, so Twitch had to take the whole damn thing down. And they misspelled Phil's name. Does anybody remember that, though? It's kind of the same type of clown mode reactions in this, too. Wow. I always thought that was actually impressive, too, that Darkside Phil, his infamy, literally could bring a tweet down from, like, an actual, like, reputable, like, outlet. I always thought that was fucking hilarious. So fucking hilarious. Imagine being that notorious and can't profit off of it. Like, I'm not talking about the little shekels that he sits there and begs for. I mean, legitimately cannot profit off of it. Wow, that's so crazy. There are people out there that are way more hated than Darkside Phil and have turned that shit into a money-making fucking machine. But Darkside Phil can't. Only if he knew how to do real business.
Disturbing and disgusting.
Oh my god, I'm such a fucking idiot. I can't believe I didn't get the star. I got all the Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't do it. No. No. Over 12 years, I've been making content for the internet. That, I'm not exaggerating, that is the biggest fail I have ever done.
Splashed, and then it got on my hand. So my hand's like sticky.
Do you know there's like a guy in our group right now who's like streaming this whole thing? He's sort of like semi-famous.
Oh, I do. I think that's Darkside Phil. He was the guy that got caught for masturbating in front of children.
Who's the guy watching his Twitch?
Is that really him? Is he the one that got caught, Matt?
Yes!
Really?
I beat the hardest part of the game and didn't get the fucking item. I can't believe I didn't get it. What the fuck? What the fuck did I just do? Why didn't I get it? I was so hyped that I was hovering over the lasers. Oh my god. I have to do it again. Yes, this is the biggest fail out of anything. I don't care what anyone says. That's the biggest fail I've ever made. The whole point of the 7 hours of gameplay to get here was to get the star and finish the stage. I didn't grab the star because I'm a fucking idiot.
What was that? What was that one playthrough that he played on easy and had like 150, 160 parts of, and ended up giving it up and ended up like just rage quitting at the end? I'm sure there's a lot of games like that, but was that Persona 3? Was it? Well, on the final boss. If that's not one of the biggest fails in gaming, period, I don't know what will. I don't know what is, to be honest. That right there is a much bigger fail than this nonsense.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Yes, Alberto's Jr. That is correct, Timbo. They do have a website. You can check it out. Alberto's Jr. Well, first things first, we get this fucking star from a fucking idiot. We didn't get it last time. I did it. I did it.
過酷な運命を背負って極道の抗争に巻き込まれていた。
Are you serious? What kind of lag is that? They're right next to me, I swing, it won't swing towards them. I turn and swing again, then I'm dead instantly. And it never shows them ever attacking. Fucking dumb. Explain that. I stabbed him directly in his dick and he fell into me and the game says, no, he killed you. The game is full of shit, it's so fucking laggy, man.
The king of lag. Well, everyone in the stream chat saying, oh, lag, salt, salt, lag, salt. Hilarious.
I filled them with bullets. That didn't happen on my screen. On my screen, I filled them with bullets. See, it's bullshit. Fucking lag, man. That's so dumb. He's on his belly, and somehow he's able to aim and shoot up and kill me. Fuck your mother. Bullshit. Complete bullshit.
Whining, complaining.
Come on, guys. How many times do I have to shoot these fuckers? Oh, he used to kill me, but I'm filling them with...
When he said, come on, guys. You know what that reminds me? It reminds me of, what was that name of that South Park movie? I guess it wasn't it just called South Park the movie? Like it was like Bigger, Better, and Uncut or something like that. And who was it in there? That was like Satan's partner, Saddam Hussein. That's kind of that's kind of what that reminded me of. If you guys went back and you listened to the Saddam Hussein clips and then you listened to that, you would kind of see what I'm saying. It kind of reminds me of that. It's kind of funny.
It's fucking nonsense. Suck it. This is fucking instant death. Oh, fuck you, Treyarch. It's not instant death. Your connection is shit. Stop giving everyone cheap kills. Look at that! Again, I can't zoom and fire. It's too delayed for me to zoom and fire before he insta-kills me.
Okay.
My god, dude. Enough of your bullshit, man. Enough of this bullshit. Fucking dumb game. Stop giving them cheap kills. I filled them with bullets. 0 bullets registered. Morons. Morons.
Full of salt. It is 100% salty as shit.
You're kidding! Come on, he's right in front of me. I swing, he goes through his body because he's sliding. It doesn't register. Oh my god. These fucking snipers are crazy, man. Well, we won.
get it to $145 tips total tonight. You guys are crazy, awesome, positive, supportive tonight. Thank you. Not only with Mario, but with that too. Thank you guys. And they threw money at him like crazy. And then finally, like a scam artist, he danced around stream like a preacher. And hallelujah, the money's coming in. Hallelujah. All right. Now, in the 30 seconds I was gone, I sent out 48 messages to known whales to come to the stream and throw about their maritime support, okay? Right. Now, considering that we are about 40 minutes into the stream, I've only received $1 in tips. I sent out the bat signal while I was in the bathroom. What it is, I have an actual, like a setup there to send out smoke signals like the Native Americans used to do. And it goes outside of my house, and then above Seattle, it makes this big cloud that looks like my face. And when that face goes above
it doesn't
Seattle,
need to look like your face. It just needs to look like a pig snout. That's all it needs. That's that right there. I think would be more than enough to get the point across. Holy shit!
People know that it's time to start coming to stream and tip me. You see, and it worked because look at that. Marita Lucina just tipped me $5. All right. Whoa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Only Iced Coffee has shown up to be very, very generous. He just dropped a nice 20 sub bomb, a delicious, tasty sub bomb on the stream tonight. Lots of gifted subs this week from Only Iced Coffee. And of course, that's helping us reach our tier 2 subs goal for the month, which would be the return of DSP Tries It. So
now, did
according
Only
to
Iced
Twitch,
Coffee at this point know that he was being cucked purposely by Phil? Because the leaks have already been out at this point. And I think that was, I don't know if that came into the second round of leaks, or was that in the main batch that Anonymous dropped? Well, it doesn't matter. He didn't care because he's still doing it, so it is what it is. But yikes.
we're now up to 746 subscribers tonight, which gets us some good progress. We're now about 30 away from hitting the sub goal for the month, with roughly a week and a half left in the month.
Would you
right?
like some tea?
So
I'll
awesome.
bring you some.
Whoa! Whoa! There's a whale! A giant whale! That's cool. There's a giant whale. Refund. Fuck. Like it wasn't slow enough tonight. Now I gotta start refunding tips too. Really? Really? Come on, man. I'm only around for like another 20 minutes. This blows. I had fun tonight, but this blows. I'm not here to take a paycheck. Thank you for your support tonight. Thanks for chilling with me. I hope that you guys had fun. I'm definitely going to play this at least another time, and we'll see what happens. If this was like a fluke and the support was just really low on a fluke, okay, that happens from time to time. But if I continue to play this, and I'm noticing that, like, no one's supporting it, I'm not going to keep playing it. I'm just being honest. This stream was meant to be a chill stream for me to talk with you guys, which we did. And it's kind of like white noise, something to do while we chill. There's plenty of other games that we can try that may attract more people and or people might want to support. If this game is just not getting any support...
Actually, I want you to look at that face while I say this. He doesn't actually care about how many people show up to the streams. It's really all about the money. He would much rather bleed a much smaller herd than having to deal with a larger demographic of people and just basically pricking each and every one of them. That's not going to work. It's really not. And to kind of prove that, think about some of the raids that he's had over the years. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of people being flushed into his stream because his stream is a toilet. And he absolutely lost his shit in the fact that he was really, really paranoid. He looked scared. He looked really, really scared when all those people showed up, and he was looking for reasons to get off, or he was looking for reasons to get off, or he was looking for reasons to have them go away. So trust me, viewership doesn't mean jack shit to this guy. If he can have 10 people on the stream and each one of them give $100, he is perfectly content with that. He really is. Because at the end of the day, he needs the numbers on YouTube, not Twitch. He doesn't need a lot of viewership on Twitch. He just needs a lot of money. He's hoping to get more viewership on YouTube, which will never happen. So, rip to that.
I don't know what to say. So we'll see what happens the next time I play it, okay? There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. He's a mobile game addict.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead into the fourth video of our broadcast after a small music break. I will see you guys in just a second. Yay.
See right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the fourth video that will make up our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Let's see, there's no doxing on my forums. Better mind, worse of body. And, let's see here. Pulverized in Fall Guys. That should be good. This video was published on March 23rd of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Here we go.
To be honest with all of you, last night was a pretty dud of a stream, except for the very generous contribution from Only Ice Coffee of those subs. Outside of that, it was really slow. I'm hoping that today, for today's streams, I can make up for the fact that last night's stream was incredibly slow for support. Alright? So if you like what I'm doing today, please by all means support it. Cheer, sub, tip. Remember, we're trying to hit a tier 2 subs goal for the month. We hit the tier 2 subs goal when I do the gaming challenge run marathon, which will be coming up likely the first week of April. We're going to be doing a special episode of DSP Tries It.
Ayúdame, por favor. Es muy importante. Please. I need the red meat. Alright.
Snowcrawl Tuesday, you think people are scared of using forums because people are saying the mods threaten people using their logged IPs? No, that's their excuse. That's their excuse because they're pussies. They make shit up. They just don't want to go over it.
Because they're pussies. Even though, when people in previous games, for like Patron's Choice, for example, and when you were forced to go through his forums to vote, he logged, as well as whoever his webmaster is, was logging IPs. And then, I can't remember what that guy's name is. It KG? Was supposedly the resident doxer over there for the longest time. I don't know if he still does or not. I know he's still over there. I think he's pretty much the uncrowned prince, as far as I know. But back in the day, he used to do dirt. He may still do dirt now, for all we know. Like, what the fuck's he talking about? And then he said that, and actually, now that I bring up KG, you guys remember back during the Escort saga? And you remember how when Vidal decided to go over there to Kiwi Farms and stir up all that bullshit for no reason, started threatening people and their families, and they were like, yeah, and Kiwi Farms was basically like, hey, Phil, either denounce this fucker, or we're going to go ahead and dox a person on your fucking forums every day until you do. Or maybe it was every hour. It might not have been every hour. It might have been like every day until he does. And there was a couple of people who got their shit leaked. Phil said, oh, there's no information on my forums that could possibly expose you. It's all bluffs. They have nothing on you. I don't have anything on you. Next thing you know, all these people shit came up, and you can still find the pages archived where people are literally like going to fill in droves on his forums and be like, yo, I need you guys to delete my account. And you got KG and you got Vidal being like, why? What's wrong? What's the problem? I'm not going to get doxxed over this bullshit, man. You went ahead and fucked around and went ahead and messed with these people, and you're screwing it up for everybody. I don't need this in my life, dude. I want off. Just get rid of my account. Oh, you're overreacting. Oh, it's not that serious. Oh, they're bluffing. Yada, yada, yada. And next thing you know, people got doxxed left and right and shit. And then Phil ended up giving Vidal the blood eagle treatment. So, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, 2017, 2018 was a wild year, or some wild years, I should say. Absolutely fucking wild. Phil got exposed in so many goddamn ways. I can't wait to go back and go over a lot of that.
They're not nominate and vote on shit. They want to go to a website where they can abuse the voting and they get their way by cheating. In truth, every single website you go to logs your IP. Any single website where there's a forum, where there's any kind of identifier, they have your IP address. This is not something exclusive to my site. Any site you're on.
But Phil lied and said that he didn't have that information. He said he just had your email addresses. Until Be Awesome One went over there and did some trolling over there back in 2015. And then all of a sudden Phil had his name, he had his IP, and he had his address. Some people forget that was a thing. As you can hear me do the hand rub, Birdman, like that. That was a thing. Completely and totally exposed himself over when he did that dumb shit. And that was 2015 when he threatened Be Awesome One with that. Wow.
Seriously. Yes, 100% yes, they can see your IP. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, that you think that someone's going to use that information against you or whatever. Yeah, right. Yes, one of my forum moderators is going to see your IP address, and they're going to pay money to have people fucking DDoS attack you. Boy, you're stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Seriously, it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
If it's true that you actually had Be Awesome One's name, his home address, and all that bullshit, someone did, I don't know if they paid anybody, but someone did some research to lock that in. Because Phil wouldn't have said that, right? He wouldn't have let that out of the bag unless he was for sure that he had concrete, like evidence and shit that he could say that. And he did. He put that in a video that's on his channel. Machinima backed that up. Not to say they backed it up, but he was part of Machinima at the time, and he didn't get struck down or anything for it. So let's put that back into perspective.
Stupidity. Do you want to play the fucking game? See, here we go. Someone just tipped $1.30. People don't want to make accounts on your forums. They'll get doxxed by trolls. It does not seem safe. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Here's what it is.
And that's the exact same thing he was saying yet again during Vidal's campaign against Kiwi Farms. Blood for the Blood Gods. He said that they can't do anything to you. If anything does happen to you, it's because of shit that you're doing on another site, and that's why. It has nothing to do with him. It's amazing how many people got their shit leaked off that site. It's pretty fucking amazing. You can go back to that thread. You can see all of the casualties of war. It didn't have to happen. There was a lot of collateral damage because DSP wanted to be a piece of fucking garbage. It didn't need to happen. Oh. Memories. Fucking memories. Goddamn.
And then there's crazy conspiracy, right? And guess who follows crazy fucking conspiracies on a daily basis? The same fucking idiots who talk shit about me every day. They're that stupid.
You do, because you're always on Kiwi Farms reading what they're saying about you. So you follow the conspiracies. What are you talking about? The only reason why he goes over to Kiwi Farms, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is so he can stay on top of what's being said and try to get ahead of what's about to blow up in his goddamn face. And everybody knows it. Let me give you an example. When the Anonymous leaks were really starting to make their rounds, you know me, I'm late, so it is what it is. But when that shit was actually really making its rounds, and especially the day that it was brought up, Phil was on QB Farms for at least 20 plus minutes reading what was being said and what got dropped. That's strange. That's weird. Why would he go over there and do that? I thought those were all like mentally ill. The white coats need to come get them. Sick fucking individuals. And you're spending 20 plus minutes, if not more, of a 40-minute, stream that you're basically MIA on to go over there and see what they're saying? Wow. But that's funny because I thought you said you were actually on your Discord talking to your mods trying to get that shit worked out.
They actually believe this shit. They actually think that I have some kind of an elaborate service set up on my forums to gather IP addresses of trolls and use that information against them or something. You have to be a moron.
And so people
but
actually
trolls don't
believe
use your forums though. So that's kind of incidental, to be honest. At least no troll that doesn't have at least some safeguards against themselves, at the very least. But most trolls don't go over there. Just a lot of shit gets archived over there. And if nothing else, the last big kerfuffle that happened over there was a long time fan of his who finally couldn't take the bullshit anymore and aired their grievances out on the forums. It was actually pretty compelling, to be honest with you, what that person said. It was very, very compelling. And they broke that shit down too. Like all the fuckery that they've sat there and heard, and they sat there and called it white noise and thought, it wasn't shit. And for whatever reason, they broke out of the pignosis, and then all kinds of problems came about. Oh well.
People are just very gullible on the internet. I don't know what else to say.
Now, obviously, I'm not going to put this name on my leaderboard, but someone going by the name of Piccolo's Huge Green Schlong.
Gimme. I need it.
Just hit me $9.99. So, instead of doing that, I'll abbreviate it. I'll say Piccolo's D.
I'm the lol cow.
He says, did the military try to recruit you when you were younger? Yes, I've told this story many times. I'm not going to tell the whole story on pre-stream because we're running late here. I want to end it. When I was graduating from high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I went to a military recruiter's office. I believe it was Army. And the guy interviewed me, and after looking at all my qualifications, said that I would be officer material. And the guy, he was a nice guy, but he was also very cocky. Very cocky. And he came off to me like a guy who thought that his shit didn't stink and he was better than everyone else. And he was like, after basically outlining the whole thing about officers program and everything, he says, oh, and I know you'll be back. So, have a good day and I'll see you soon. And when he said that to me, like back then, that kind of shit always rubbed me the wrong way. That kind of stuff pissed me off because it's like, who are you to tell me what I'm going to do or my decision or what's best for me? Like, I'm going to make this decision based on my own thought pattern. And when just the
if
guy
that was your
in the
own
office,
thought pattern, you wouldn't have gone to a recruiter's office anyway. You clearly went there because you didn't have any direction. You said you didn't know what you wanted to do. And when they laid out the circumstances to you, I have a hard time believing that they would have that you would be a prime candidate for Officer Academy. But it is what it is. That's a bit of a stretch, but all right, whatever. I don't consider you as leadership material whatsoever, even though I do see maybe weaker individuals, you could probably convince them to march themselves to their own death, but I don't see you being, I don't see that out of you at all. But whatever, it is what it is. But you didn't have any real direction at all. You didn't have an idea of what you were going to do, so you obviously went there. And whatever you heard obviously sounded very, very good. And so whatever the dude was saying to you, you were catching the vibe. And you let some little shit, like a little bit of fucking confidence, essentially. You know what I'm saying? He can call it arrogance, he can call it ego all he wants. But he's going to go ahead and let a little thing like confidence go ahead and derail all of that for him. Which is what a recruiter is supposed to have. They're supposed to have that level of confidence. Phil mistakes confidence for arrogance a lot. But then again, he has neither one. Well, maybe he has arrogance, but he has nothing to be arrogant about. So is he really arrogant? I don't know. Think about that. There's a strange meta to it. But he sat there and took that as a slight. And then, what? Refused to go back? So, in one of the few places and few opportunities in your life that you probably could have learned some motherfucking discipline, and maybe, just maybe, made something of yourself, you sat there and pissed that away because you didn't like the type of confidence a person had. Which is exactly what the military instills. Confidence, discipline, integrity. Your father was in the military, Phil. If I remember correctly, he was a Marine. Interesting.
The cocky asshole, you know, actually turned me off from ever wanting to go back there, and I never did. And that's it in a nutshell. That's the short version of the story.
Alright, one final run and that's it for today. I mean it. Like, I'm actually happy that I got further. And I'm like, damn, I want to play more, but not a lot of time to play today. So last run. Last attempt.
I mean, let's be honest, though. Phil wasn't military material anyway. He wouldn't have made it through boot camp. He wouldn't have made it through boot camp. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have really mattered. And that, to be honest, having someone in his face yelling at him would have probably made him break down and cry anyway, or just want to quit outright. So he's not mentally tough. He wasn't mentally tough then. You see what he is now. So nah, he wouldn't have made it. He really wouldn't. I mean, if you're willing to let a video game beat you down, or if you're willing to let faceless individuals on the internet have you crying and shit, you're not going to be able to deal with the military. And I say that with all knowledge. I say that with all knowledge that I know he couldn't do that. Not at all. Not at all. And there are very few times in life that anybody can evaluate someone else and say they can't do something or they can't accomplish something. I can say for sure that he wouldn't have accomplished anything in the military at all. He would have ended up quitting. He would have ended up breaking down, or he would have gotten injured. One of the three, if not all three. So no, not at all. Not even close.
I was gonna say, I had a feeling there was gonna be a zombie there. And there was. Okay. Ugh. I didn't mean to jump right. I totally didn't mean to jump right. I almost died. Oh, great. Well, I lost my armor. You motherfucker! I was like, oh, he's not gonna turn. Because remember, one time that I've done this, he came out of his shell. One time he didn't. I was like, okay, he's not gonna come out of his shell this time. Right? So I go to jump. Oh, I come out of my shell. Insta-kill you. More RNG. Alright, good news is, we made progress. I know how to get past this part now. So now, pretty consistently, I should be able to get past this part and get to the candle room. Next time around when I play this, we should get to the checkpoint.
No.
Alright. Andre Lee started the tipping tonight with $1.30 tips and which was the signed GoldenEye game for $60,000 on eBay. I don't know, people are telling me about this right now, that apparently it looks like there's someone who has a GoldenEye video game. Alright. And it's signed by me and apparently John Rambo. And he's trying to sell it for $60,000 on eBay. It's pretty obvious it's not going to sell. But that's pretty funny that someone is trying to do that. Obviously, it's probably a joke. John and I used to sign anything. Whenever we went to a convention, people would walk up to us and say, hey, can you sign this? Can you sign this? Sometimes they would hand us games, books, all kinds of stuff. I signed a book bag once, an actual book bag, just because people wanted the autographs. So, pretty funny that someone is trying to raise $60,000 for that. Considering the fact that I sign everything for free, and There's no ties to me in GoldenEye. I don't know why anyone would buy it, but hey, if someone does, I guess good luck to the guy.
It's a fucking scam, man.
Andre Lee to me $2 said, do you think you've improved in video games in the last year? I think I am improving overall. The longer I play games, I think the better I'm getting. Although the thing is, even though, like, maybe more up here, less here. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I get older, I think my mind is adjusting to certain things, but my coordination is getting worse. But it's funny, like, take a look at Call of Duty. I've been sucking the last few years. This year I actually tried, and now I'm actually doing pretty good every time I play it. You know what I mean? So it depends on the game and stuff, but yeah, like, I think as I get older, up here I'll be able to think things out better, solve more puzzles on the fly, but hand-eye coordination is going to go down. That's the problem.
So would that count as more of like physical and mental lag, basically? Or like mental, or is it like mental delay and like physical lag? Would that be kind of what we're pulling from all that? It has to be something. I mean, granted, he is actually falling apart physically, and he's starting to slowly but surely lose it mentally. Not to say slowly, he's been losing it for a while. My argument is it's affecting... It's not because of the gameplay that's causing that, but whatever it is affecting the gameplay. Now, the gameplay has always been trash, but it's worse. It's progressively getting worse. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because of his gacha addiction and he's used to paying for what he wants and getting his instant win, and maybe that's the problem. And so when he plays games like this, the struggle turns him off or discourages him. It's hard to say. But in another year or two, man, I shudder to think how he's going to be able to contend with anything. Not just streaming in general, just being able to play games. You have more and more people that are stepping into gaming as casual gamers and can pick up and do better than he can, and he's been doing this shit for years. And his variety of games. It's not a good look, and it's certainly not something that you can easily explain away. And I think that's one of the things that actually kind of hovers over him. Like, I have to give Wings something. I'm not sure if I'd necessarily go as far as giving it credit, but I have to give that to Wings to some degree, that he understands that, at least physically, he can't keep up anymore. He can't. And mentally, he says that he feels like he's dropping or he's missing a step too. It takes a lot for someone to say that. You know what I mean? Especially someone who was up there in the upper echelon of Call of Duty players. Not just some ass clown who had a bunch of fucking ass clowns follow him on fucking YouTube and he got viral popularity or whatever fucking nonsense buzzwords you want to give it. I mean, someone who actually has some skill. You know what I mean? Like, actually has some skill. Even though Wings lacked confidence. He always did. Which is interesting, too, because he's a bully. He's kind of a bully. I mean, he's bitch made now, but even then, he still has shades of that bulliness still in him. It still comes out every once in a while. Well, we'll talk about that another time.
Different. Look at this, it launches you. No! I am fucking... Oh! That's insane. No, that's bullshit. I didn't even touch it.
Fuck you. We tail the tape. Let's have that replay snort. I didn't even touch it. Let's see what we got here, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry.
It launches you.
That right there lit up, which would indicate that he touched it, right? Right? Right. But I didn't touch it, though.
No! I am fucking... Oh! That's insane. No, that's bullshit. I didn't even touch it. Oh my god. I didn't even touch it. I didn't touch it! Yo, that's...
You can't see that border. Do you guys see what I was actually trying to point out? I'm sure some people did. He can't actually see that line. He's coming up too close. So he thinks there's actually more room there for him than there actually is. And that's why he's getting bumped off. That is hilarious. But it also comes from the fact that he can't see it. He really can't see it. Oh, Phil. Anyway, let's continue.
Touch it! Yo, that's twice! I didn't touch it. The connection sucks, man. That's bullshit. I didn't touch it. I'm hooking it right, and he walks into it because of the lag. That's not fucking right. Come on. That's bullshit. I swear to God, I didn't touch it. I'm walking forward, and I immediately hit right, and my guy keeps walking forward because of the lag. There's nothing I can do about it.
And then all of a sudden, lag. Well, everyone in the stream chat saying, oh, lag, salt, lag, salt, lag, salt. Hilarious.
This way. Yes! Whoa, that was awesome! Again! No! Oh, shit! That was terrible! Get up! Don't touch that pad. Holy shit, that's a bad idea. Okay, fucking shit. I gotta hit no pads, fuck it. No, you fucking... Oh, okay, it's not that bad. Go. Oh, I'm not gonna qualify. No. Oh! I didn't make it. I have no idea what I could have done better. Oh, man, I got clobbered. 2 people eliminated so far. This is weird. That's a giant jack. Like, the game jacks. You ever play the game jacks? You bounce the ball, you grab the jacks. 5 people eliminated. This is silly as hell. What is this? I'm not even really doing anything. I'm just kind of slightly moving left and right. Well,
Frog A cheered and said you tend to eat hot dogs head on or sideways like a taco. Oh, excuse me. Head on, like you mean like hold the hot dog this way and eat it like this? No, I've never done that.
I've always eaten it sideways like a taco.
I've never eaten it head on. That sounds pretty weird to me. Have I ever eaten corn on the cob the long way? What does that mean? How do you eat corn on the cob the long way? Stop asking me ridiculous questions. I've had enough.
And why is he bouncing around like that when he could just clearly walk and get the same type of effect? And it would actually be quicker. Whatever, he's gonna fail anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's not like that's a good strategy, because it's not. That's what I was talking about. Where the fuck are you going to go? Where the fuck are you going to go? There's no options. Anyway.
Fuck. Damn, I was close. I was like 7, so probably like 3rd place.
Told you. And he don't think about that. Here, let's go back. Like, you're in a position where you're seeing not just what he's doing, but you're seeing what everybody else is doing. And I want you to watch very closely how he fucked himself over. It didn't have to be this way, but DSP has a 12-year legacy of gaming on the internet, you see.
Fuck. Damn, I was close. I was like 7, so probably like 3rd place. Oh my god, launch, where'd he go? Where the fuck did the ball go? It's in the back. It scored. What the fuck? Yo, we were winning, now we're down by a ton. What the fuck? How on earth did they just score like 6? How is that even possible?
It's not possible.
I have no idea, it doesn't make any sense. How could they have scored 6 points back to back, right? What? Why did the ball launch out of my hand? This game doesn't make sense. This game does not seem to make any sense. Yeah, we're gonna lose, and it doesn't make sense because they scored 6 at once. How could you score 6 in one go? That didn't make sense at all.
I can tell you, I can smell the saltiness.
Decimated by my favorite fruit.
How embarrassing. A strawberry up the butt.
Ow. No, guess what? Well, guess what? Insanely bad luck, and no, we didn't play a new map because I didn't even get to the 3rd round because I got hit by a fucking giant mutant strawberry.
Whining, complaining.
We all want that crown. We all want our first crown of season 4 is what it is. We're hungry! We're hungry! No, wait a minute. We all got eliminated, technically. That's bullshit. We all got eliminated at once. There was no way to jump over it. I didn't realize this was the finals.
Well, let's go back and see the snort of the tape and see if that's true. All right, here we go.
We're hungry! We're hungry! No, wait a minute. We all got eliminated, technically.
I don't think everybody got eliminated, but whatever. It definitely, a few people got hit. I will agree with him on that. To say that everybody got eliminated, though, it doesn't matter. It's he who fails first loses.
That's bullshit. We all got eliminated at once. There was no way to jump over it. I didn't realize this was the finals. Apparently only 6 of us qualified.
You can tell, too, they're plotting on him. They're plotting on him. It's hilarious.
What the fuck? Come on, this fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, man. That's bullshit. That's fucking stupid. Why did that... Just because he grabs me, I hover over a hole and I fall in. Fuck that asshole. You fucking dick. I'm pissed. That guy's an asshole. What a fucking dick. What a fucking fucker fuck.
Over 1,800 milligrams of sodium. This is one of the saltiest things.
Shout out to Huevos Diablos who just cheered 50 bits. How many hot dogs do you think you could eat in one sitting? If I was really, really hungry, and I guess I'm going to say standard hot dog. I'm not talking footlongs. If I was really hungry, probably if I was starving, I could eat like 4.
What happened? I don't understand what happened there. There's a guy down there trying to break all the pieces. See that? You fucking asshole. Now I'm gonna die. Now we're fucked. Now we're really fucked. So you see what they do? They troll.
Told you.
You see
and
that?
he keeps going with that failed strategy, believing that it's gonna, that's gonna do anything. And as you see, people literally running across that shit. And when you see this one guy just hopscotching from, you know what I'm saying, from block to block. It's not a block, but you know what I mean. They just ran up on his ass and closed that shit off and forced him to essentially to just die out. And you've seen him do it at least 3 times. Wow. Talk about learning from his mistakes and being a much better gamer this year than he was last year. Sure.
Right? They troll now. They purposely will run towards you so that if you're trying to take your time, they try to destroy the ones. It's actually aggressive hexagon, which I never really seen
Try
before.
to take your time. That's the point of the game. So now we're literally pissed off that people are actually competing with him. That's what we're mad about. People are being overly aggressive with me, dude. Let me just hopscotch in peace.
Aggressively. They're trying to destroy the hexagons around you, so if you take your time, you get fucked, you see?
Alright guys, I think that's enough for me. You don't want to see me, crying like a fucking baby here. Oh. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me. It's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
Indeed he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into our last music break, and then I will see you for the 5th video that will make up our broadcast. See you guys in just a second.
you right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
One can only hope so. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that wasn't Buggy Mechanics. I just really like that song. So that's what that was. That's why you saw the intro twice. Embrace it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the 5th and final video that will make up our broadcast. Brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Let's see. Jasper Fetish. Animation without message. Hypocrite with zero self-awareness. Well, that sounds very, very accurate, to be honest with you. And that's not my D. What? Okay. Yeah, that's not my D. Whatever. Oh shit. This video was published on March 24th of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Sure. Here we go.
Fun and full streaming day as Jasper Kitty rubs his face against my toes and starts to lick them. Ew. What are you doing? Don't lick my toes.
Oh!
Just to forewarn all of you, one day you come here, it's like April 1st, April 2nd, and the office looks like there's decorations and shit. Like, what's going on? Well, we do this every year. It's kind of a fun, festive thing to do.
I can't wait to see how lame that shit's going to be this year. It gets worse and worse every fucking year, but I can't wait to see it this year. And I also can't wait to see him eat that sandpaper that he calls cake. I can't wait for that either. And in truth, the cake doesn't look bad. It's just the way he reacts as he's eating it is just, it makes it look like he's trying to chew sandpaper or something. It's absolutely horrible. I can't wait. I bet you anything it's going to be absolute autism when that shit does happen, though. Goddamn, Philtism. It's going to be so bad this year. I can't wait. I really can't wait.
And of course, people who are completely miserable pieces of shit make fun of me and say, Phil's the only 40-year-old, not 40 yet, Phil's the only 40-year-old who celebrates his birthday for a week. I'm a content creator, and I wanted to do something festive and different for my viewers, something silly, to make it feel like a special week. It's not about really my birthday, it's about just doing something for the viewer.
Now, we talk about it a lot here, and it's certainly brought up a lot in the comment section about how much of a narcissist Phil is. And a lot of you have reached out to me outside of the chat and have told me this as well. You guys were all absolutely right. I never doubted any of you for a second. But that's what this whole birthday week thing is. It's really just celebrating him and giving him large amounts of money because, hey, worship the day that I was born. You know what I'm saying? I am the holy snort, and you must pay tribute. And so you have what? Planet Jeff with his deceased wife's insurance money. You have Only Iced Coffee, and who else is another big ass whale over there? I guess maybe Jack's Rapture, even though he got cucked the last week. Well, the last broadcast that went over Street Fighter, or the one before that. But you could say they're the three like Pignosis kings there to give their tribute, or something along the line. You could always switch one of them out with a bigger whale. That shit's insane. And the fact that he thinks that's normal is crazy. And the fact that he thinks that right there, not this, sorry. The fact that he believes that is content is even more mindfuckery. That you need, it's funny how he used to he shits on people actually, who have gimmicks, right? Or he calls them gimmicks, to get over and attract the kiddies and all this. What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Who are you trying to attract with this? Not mature, intelligent individuals like yourself, right? Unless you're not that mature and you're not that intelligent. If he did that for a day, I can understand. I still think it's silly, but fine, whatever. But a week? An entire fucking week. If that's not the tism, I don't know what is.
Do you really think that it adds to my birthday to blow a horn when you guys contribute? Of course not. But it adds to the streams. It's something fun and festive to do, instead of sitting around like a stick in the mud, acting like this is an office job, wearing a suit and tie, tapping away at a keyboard, and then using a controller to do meandering motions to beat a game. I'm trying to be fun. People don't understand that.
To be honest with you, he just gave you a true, well, I think for him, he gave you a true description of what he feels that he does every day. Minus the suit and tie, of course. Unless you consider his pajamas and his, gamer graphic tee as the tie and suit. Yikes, Phil. It's almost like, Phil, that when you go over there to the kiwi farms and people laugh at you because you hate your job and your existence, it's almost as if, well, you know what? Those people are telling the truth. But see, it couldn't be that, though. Those are a bunch of brain-dead idiots who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Wow.
Because they're shitheads. They're fucking scumbag idiots who think that everything's boring in the world, and they're miserable people. I'm not a miserable person. So I want to have fun on my streams with my viewers, and I'll do it, and they can go fuck themselves. So, there you go.
All right, well, let's see if you don't get any money on your birthday and see how you decide to guilt trip people when that comes about. Mark my words on that, if that ever happens. It might. It's an entire week. That's a lot of space and a lot of time for failure.
That's it.
Cat, you need to get out now. That place is toxic.
In addition, if you're a regular to the streams and you're thinking you're going to tip more than once, you may want to create a code word, okay? A code word that you can use when you tip me, all right? And this code word, basically, in your tip message, just create a code word. And in that message, basically, I will recognize it and say, this is the real person. The reason I say that is because sadly there are people who impersonate contributors. They'll try to impersonate someone with a fake tip and try to sneak it through and make me think that it's really them. This just happened the other day.
Oh my god!
Now, I have an idea that I may implement on this very stream. I have not yet implemented it. I think what I may do, okay, I may make it so that when I receive a tip, that a pop-up animation happens, but no message displays. In fact, would you guys bear with me while I try it out? Because I think I want to give this a shot and see how it works out. And by the way, I have a brand spanking new animation. I think I got it working, alright? Now, the only way that I think this works is if you tip $4.20, $5 or above, then the animation plays.
It's greed. It's greed. What it is greed. That's all it is. It's greed.
Okay. Wait, you won't... He can just test it. He can just test it. And so he's going to lie to these people, say, oh, I don't know if this works or not. Give me money to see if it actually comes up. And if it doesn't, then what? He's going to play this shitty emote twice? And shouldn't this be used during Christmas? Not in the fucking middle of... Or when was this? Yeah, not at the end of fucking March. It's completely out of place. Oh, well, I guess it is what it is. I mean, I understand that's supposed to be the stolen credit card meme or whatever, but it's kind of dumb. There are better examples from movies that he could use instead of, what, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York?
There you go. That's the new one. What I don't want people's text messages to show up. Because what was happening, you guys remember, right? People were doing fake tips. And when they did the fake tips, they were leaving insanely disgusting messages. Microsoft has made a bid, or is going to make a bid, to buy Discord for about $10 billion or something insane like that. So people are actually very, very nervous. Because a lot of people use and like Discord. And like, if Microsoft fucking buys it, it's like the touch of death. Right? It's like the seal of the curse of Microsoft. Yeah, kinda,
because they're going to go in there and they're going to clean a lot of that bullshit up. And a lot of people who are, allegedly, a lot of the people who are like, in positions of power or whatnot are probably going to get swept up and out too. I can understand why a lot of people would think, because for a lot of people, Discord is like their safe space. So yeah, a lot of that shit's going to get banged up and out. Because Microsoft's going to want that bitch to be profitable. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of that shit's going to get cleaned the fuck up. And there's a lot of shit that you can find in certain Discord rooms and whatnot that definitely that Machinima doesn't want. Not Machinima, sorry. Microsoft doesn't want that shit to be attached to them at all. So all that shit's gonna get swept the fuck up. Either that or they'll just find another place to do it. It is what it is. Can't stop all that.
Right? Someone did tip, but no animation has played, and I don't know why. So hopefully this works. I don't know. I don't know why it didn't work. I created a special criteria thing. The hilarious part of the morons in stream chat complaining, why didn't you do this during the break? Because you can't test it during the break, you fucking idiot.
Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic.
The stream has to be live to have someone to actually tip to see if the thing works, stupid.
Wow.
God, you're
he couldn't... You're a scumbag. He's such a scumbag. But I think he's done that with almost all of those little pop-up like animations or whatnot. I think he always does that. He clearly knows that he could just press a button to go ahead and see if it works or not. It's very easy to do that. But like I said, he's... Wow. What a piece of shit. All this for what? $3? $3.50? $4? Damn, Phil.
Stop fucking bitching. Every fucking time I do anything on the stream, meh, shut the fuck up. Like a little baby. Here, have your bottle, have your pacifier, baby. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to get this to work so we have something cool for the stream. You guys sit here and bitch like a little fucking complaining, whining toddler. Yeah, what are you, teething? Meh. Here, I'll call your mother, have her come fucking spank.
Wow. Holy shit. Well, if this little bit, ladies and gentlemen, if this little bit would trigger him like this, could you imagine a child crying at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, pulling him from Twitter, Kiwi Farms, and his gin, you know what I'm saying, so he can actually go upstairs and be a fucking responsible parent? Could you imagine the fucking hissy fit he's gonna have about that? Holy shit. All this over some shitty animation. This is what we're upset about. Life is supposedly so good. We finally got the bankruptcy. A lot of his financial responsibilities have been lifted, right? The streams are going incredibly well. Support is questionable at times. But life is good. And we're going to bring ourselves down to the lowest common denominator over this. Over this. Let's bring the whole rant back, though. Let's bring the whole rant back.
Toxic! More toxic, more toxic.
The stream has to be live to have someone to actually tip to see if the thing works, stupid. God, you're dumb. Stop fucking bitching. Every fucking time I do anything on the stream, meh, shut the fuck up. Like a little baby. Here, have your bottle, have your pacifier, baby. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to get this to work so we have something cool for the stream. You guys sit here and bitch like a little fucking complaining, whining toddler. Yeah, what are you, teething? Meh. Here, I'll call your mother, have her come fucking spank you. Jesus Christ, shut up. Tired of the fucking nonsense, these whining bitches. Oh, why are you doing it live? How do I test it if the stream's not live? You incredible idiot. Jesus.
Well, I think I'm toxic now.
Sorry. What I need to do is I need to set up a whole separate template through Stream Elements. And then it'll work. But I need time to do that. Maybe later today. I don't know. Maybe tonight or maybe after the late stream.
I didn't even know you could be this lazy.
Alright, that's it. I've had enough.
Wait a second.
I've had it with the morons.
First off, the idiot didn't test it himself. It's not even in the right program to be utilized the way he wants to be utilized. And now, instead of doing it on his break, oh, well, maybe I'll do it during the night stream. Oh, maybe I'll put it off until tomorrow. But you just sat there and bitched and complained about how you were trying to introduce something new, and everybody was crying and complaining to you about it. But you're not even willing to follow up on the very thing that you're defending. Like, you're literally bitching for the sake of bitching at this point. Oh, Phil. So sad, Phil. So sad.
Out of here. Seriously, goodbye. I'm just getting rid of all these idiots. They're still doing it, so you're out of here now. You're not coming back. I've had enough. Fuck off. Fuck off. Here I am trying to do a pre-stream, put out a quality stream for you guys. You have these fucking idiots who are still sitting here, whining and bitching like children. You're out of here and you're not coming back. That's enough. Like, what did you think I was gonna do? Put up with your shit? You fucking idiot? No, you're gone. Don't come back. And I mean that. Do not try to get unbanned. Don't bother. You're not coming back. You can sit here and waste my fucking time and try to derail my pre-stream. Fuck off.
Every single day he comes in, he's toxic. Basically the stream was very toxic.
This is how these people act. They sit here and they insult me, right? And they try to start drama. And they try to cause problems. Then they get moderated and they go, I'm so sorry. I learned my lesson. Can I please come back? Please? Listen, it's been a week. Please, can I come back now?
Yeah, those leaks must be chapping his ass. And I would assume not too many things are going on in the homestead over there at the Burnell ranch either. The things are apparently not working out, and they're hitting him from all directions. He exudes someone who has it rocky in the in his online life, if you will, and in real life. And he needs a place to vent badly, very, very badly. Wow. Oh, I thought WWE Champions was supposed to be the outlet, though.
It's like, you didn't learn. You're just gonna fucking come back and do it again, and we know that. We're not stupid. We know you're here just to derail and to be annoying. You know? Fucking idiots. So, don't come back.
Yep, I'm toxic.
Angelo Bestia, excuse me, Charity says, 2 weeks exactly to your birthday. Is it really? Well, I guess, maybe? We'll be doing a birthday stream with decorations. Could be a good opportunity to put a birthday goal to get a new laptop. My laptop is also really old. Well, as I said, I'd like to have decorations all that week. And depending on scheduling, I may or may not actually be here on my birthday. And I may or may not be doing the Challenge Run Event Marathon as a special event during that week. It all depends on scheduling. So the answer is yes, it's a strong...
Doesn't his birthday fall on a Tuesday? So what's the problem? He's more than likely going to be working anyway. He doesn't have days off on Tuesday anymore. At least so it seems. So I doubt that'd be an issue. Even if that did fall on his normal day off, I bet you anything he'd still stream. So yeah, don't fall for that. He ain't going nowhere.
Possibility. That's the answer. Okay? Welcome to Snap City. Just cheered and said, the birthday week's awesome and fun. Don't let the shithead trolls get in your head. Yeah, that's what it is. Anything that I do that's different. Anything that I do that's meant to be fun. Then they gotta spam the clown emote in the chat.
Oh, it's not funny or fun. He's a clown. He's a clown. My real name is Bozo.
Right? Because I go out of my way to try to entertain my audience, do something different. I'm a clown. Oh, he's the only streamer who celebrates his birthday for a week.
It's my job to entertain you people, but I'm going out of my way to entertain you people? Okay.
Man. What the fuck? Is every moment of every stream talking about my birthday? No. It's something special. If you contribute, then I blow a horn or something, so it's something different. So it feels festive. It feels fun. Streamers do shit like that all the time. They don't get shit, but I do because I have to have these hemorrhoids on my ass, also known as my trolls, who just have to turn everything into a negative thing.
Because it's kind of fucking retarded to celebrate your birthday for a goddamn week. Even for parents who really, really, really love their kids, they don't do it for an entire week. They may put the decorations up like a week ahead. My parents used to do that. But they didn't celebrate my fucking birthday for a week. Which would have been godlike, to be honest. But there were a couple of birthdays, though, I got 2 different types of cake, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started to figure out, well, you know, if I wait till the very, very last minute, then I can get 2 cakes out of the situation. Which was always good. Anyway, yeah, I'm greedy at times. Yeah, I love cake. It is what it is. Anyway, but still, that's not celebrating my birthday for a week. Like, there's something off about that. Off-putting. Like I said, for a child, that's one thing. But for a grown-ass man, and you think it's different by you having some shitty decorations and blowing on a horn? I think you can do that clown mode type shit any day of the fucking year. Why would your birthday be the exception? And why does different automatically have to be good? If that's the case, then hey Phil, why can't we get a fucking green screen? Hey Phil, why can't we get a better webcam? Hey Phil, why can't you improve your sound? Those are all different and may have a positive outcome afterwards if you're willing to do it, but he won't do it though. He says it does not need it. His setup is right where he wants it, right where it needs to be, and you guys have been dealing with it for all these years, so why change it? It's funny how change is only important when he's ready for it.
Alright, so it's confirmed I received a $50 tip from Phil Smokes Crack. Hurdy-gurdy man cheers said, what do you mean you go through silverware? You know you can wash them, right? Yes, but what I mean is, we literally will, within a day and a half, all our silverware is in the dishwasher. It's like, how often am I going to fucking run the dishwasher?
Well, first off, how many sets of silverware do you have? You don't eat 3 times a day. We know he don't, because he's told us this. He doesn't eat 3 times a day. I assume Catherine doesn't eat 3 times a day. At least not to that level. And that you guys eat off paper plates. I would have assumed, honestly, that they were eating with plasticware, because it kind of seems awkward. And maybe this is just me, and it probably is just me. But I find it kind of awkward that you would use silverware on paper plates. That seems kind of off to me. I don't know. I've never eaten like a steak, for example, off a paper plate, so I don't know. But then again, I would never eat a steak with plasticware, though. Maybe Salisbury steak. I love Salisbury steak, actually. Maybe that, I guess. I don't know if it was at like a barbecue or something. But even going to a barbecue, yeah, I've never eaten off a paper plate with actual silverware. Like, it's always plasticware. It's always plasticware and whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of lamenting on nothing. But the point being is that there's no way. Unless they just don't have any silverware. Did Panda take that with her too? Was that part of her settlement deal? There's no way anybody goes through that much silverware. It's insane. Come on, Phil. It's not like you have it's not like you have you have your dessert spoon, a soup spoon, a dinner fork, a fucking salad fork. Let's be honest. A butter knife, your cutting knife, your bread knife. Let's be honest. You don't have any of those things. Oh, hurtful, Phil. Hurtful.
Every day. So, no. And of course, here we go. But Phil, look, let's microanalyze Phil's life. How could he possibly go through silverware that fast? Because people are idiots.
And I use that negativity, I use that toxicity to fuel me, right?
Angelo Best should cheer again during the break, and I'll just say this to Angelo. It's up to you whether or not you want to contribute or not and support the streams or not. That's totally your call. But the point I'm making is the other day you're in here, and you're basically trolling. And I was being very lenient then, because I know that you're a regular. I know that you're usually a good influence on the stream. And when I saw you trolling, I was like, well, I guess that's it. He's in on the stupid fucking detractor memes and shit, and that's going to be it for him. Just another viewer who I thought was, a positive influence on the stream, and instead he's going to come in here and turn on me and be a jerk, basically.
Wait,
but I was
why
nice.
would you make that assumption about a person who does something like that once? Think about what's going on. He says he wants to talk about microanalyze. Let's microanalyze that. You would sit there and think, just because a person does one thing to you one time, that they've completely turned against you. Like they were an undercover detractor or troll this whole time, and now they finally showed their true colors. Do you really think that? Human behavior is a thing. People change their opinions all the time. And then there's a lot of people that meme up on your fucking stream and you don't say shit too. So they probably thought, okay, well, if that's something that's going on, let me go ahead and do it too, just to kind of, get into the fun of it. It shouldn't have been that big of a deal. And there are people who spam detractor shit that's regulars over there every fucking day, and he never brings any of that up. That's wild. He must have not given enough money that day. That's probably what it was. That's probably why Phil's pissed off. He gets really pissy about money, which is funny because he makes it sound like his existence is so much more than money, but it really isn't. Like, that's all he really lives for. Like, he has no other aspirations for anything. There is no real sense of enlightenment, right? He doesn't get any joy from anything but money and shitting on people. Wow.
Ban him or nothing. I basically just rolled with it. And now here you are a few days later and you're contributing again. And it's like, for me, I just don't understand. Like, it's hard to read people at this point. Because there's people who regularly are in here and nice to me, then come to find out behind the scenes they're scumbags. They actually do really nasty things, say nasty things about me, about my family and stuff. And there's people who pretend to be, supportive, and then they do really nasty stuff behind the scenes. So,
how would you know that? It's almost like what I've said is actually happening, and all these people watch each other, and they go and report back. Literally, Gaudi Gestapo. The snort right. That's literally what this is, or snort Reich. Well, it is the snort right, but it's definitely the snort Reich too. There's a meta there. Anyway, it's literally what it is. Like, first off, the fact that you can remember what this guy did 2 weeks ago, or even 3 weeks ago, and you can just have total recall like that, is kind of special. But then you're talking about what people are allegedly doing behind the scenes despite what they're doing in public is kind of special, because how would you know any of that? You're just a streamer who plays games, shares your experiences, and have a good time. But then you know about all this back-end type nonsense as well. And now, which is something that has been kind of stated by a bunch of detractors over the last couple years. It's very clear to see that they must chart who the big spenders are over there, and they watch those people in particular to see if they're detractors or who they're associated with. Because there have been people who were expelled, if you will, you know what I'm saying, from the pig pen because they were known associates of detractors, or they were in detractor discords, or they had conversated with people on detractor Twitter and not using their actual account, going through another account, like a sock account, I guess. Now, how the fuck would they know that? Someone has to watch you pretty close to make those type of assumptions. This shit gets deep if you pay attention to it.
It's just hard for me to understand. It is. Because for me, like, I'm not that kind of a person. It's either I support something or I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go on someone's stream who I don't like and then support them. I'd be like, I don't like you, I'm just going to stay away from your stuff. So, I'm not saying that, by the way, your support is very welcomed. And again, usually, you don't do anything negative on the streams. And that's why it was shocking to me a few days ago. The way that Angela was behaving on the stream. And then to see them back today like nothing had happened and now they're contributing, it's like, it's confusing, okay?
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Wait, what? Attention, content creators, please stop fucking your fans. Stop grooming and sexing and using them to get your rocks off. Wait a second, didn't you do that to two chick? But, hello, kettle. Me black. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. I'm not gonna dignify that with a response. That's wild. Matter of fact, fuck it, I'm gonna do it because I'm an asshole. You're gonna say stop grooming. That was Panda. No matter what you think, that was Panda. And stop sexing and using them to get your rocks off. The sexing was probably Panda. And then I assume after a couple of encounters with her, and you realized you weren't the man that you pegged yourself out to be, it just became disappointment. And then with Catherine, you only communicated with her through texting. You never actually spoke to her at all the entire time that you guys were dating. And pretty confident that your sexual encounters with her mirrors what happened with Panda. Goddamn, Phil, you ain't failed twice. What was the name of that one? What was the name of that one female? Her name was being thrown around back in the day with Phil a lot. Phil wasn't dating her or anything. She was just a female fan. She was one of a few female fans, to be honest. But her name was like really being thrown around for a really, really long time. It was what was her name? It was Gamer something. I can't think of her name right now. I never really looked into that to see what to make of it. But anyway, there was a young lady who was she was probably around Panda's age, if not younger, who was like a big fan of Phil's or whatever, and it was assumed that she may have had a crush on Phil. This is all alleged, by the way. She may have had a crush on Phil and so on and so forth. And then when Panda came into the picture, she kind of backed off. Gamer Nicole. I think that's her name. It was Gamer Nicole, I think it was. Like I said, don't hold me to it whether she may have had a crush on him or not. But like, she was very talkative and very active in the community until Panda came into the play. And then she kind of slowly but surely just eased herself out. She may have dodged the bullet. Gamer Nicole, if that's who I'm thinking it is, may have dodged the bullet. Wow. Wow. And yet again, this is another example of this Twitter dumb shit of going out here and saying this crap. Who fucked up? Like, who is it that messed up to where Phil's going for another pro Jarrett like tweet? Because I assume someone screwed up. Especially since, how are you going to make how are you going to make a statement like this when you've been accused of these exact same things? Wow, Phil. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's the Italian sausage that that Panda said she wasn't getting enough of.
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa!
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Frog in a party hat that is not real. So stupid. It is not real at all. So apparently, some idiot on Twitter posted up a video, okay, from like, I want to say it was like 6-7 years ago, something crazy. I think so. Here, if I remember correctly, this is true story. This happened. One day I was filming on my PC. Something on my PC. This was when I lived in Connecticut, I believe. I don't think this is when I moved here. This is like back when I lived in Connecticut, because I noticed that the video has like the old icon for my DSP gaming channel and stuff like it on it. Okay, so back when I lived in Connecticut, one day I was filming my setup. Oh, by the way, what vest won? So I can put on the vest while I tell this story. Beige vest won. Okay. Let me put on the vape. It wasn't platinum. Platinum wasn't in the fucking poll, assholes.
It's a nice diversion, Phil. Nice one. Just in case you don't know, and this is just a theory that I have. I can't prove any of this. This right here is like a manual reset. He's taught, and he does this every once in a while too. When it comes to a big story that he needs to try to get ahead of, or he needs to just say that it's a lie, or he was hacked, or whatever fucking random ass excuse that comes into mind. What he'll do is he'll start the story and realize very clearly that, okay, this isn't going to work, but I don't remember what my original explanation is. And then we'll go into a diversion, whatever. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? To kind of give himself a mental reset and then try to go ahead and bring himself back into position. We'll see if I'm right, but that's usually what moments like this lead into.
It wasn't platinum. It wasn't even in the fucking poll, you stupid idiot. Alright, beige. Let me get the beige. Since apparently idiots are rotating a clip from like a million years ago. So here, one time, I don't remember exactly the date at all. I swear it was a long time ago. I think this happened when I lived in Connecticut. I'm pretty sure it was. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this happened when I still lived in Connecticut. So we're talking pre-2014, 7-8 years ago at least. One day I was filming, remember I used to film with a camera, and I was filming on my PC, showing you guys stuff in the YouTube dashboard and stuff like that. I don't remember why. I used to do this from time to time. I would complain about how YouTube worked and shit like that. Okay? So I recorded it and I uploaded this video, not expecting anything negative to happen. Supposedly, YouTube implemented this new thing, which I didn't know about, that in one of the menus or settings of your YouTube page, there's what was called a mobile upload code. Okay? So, without needing to know the login information, meaning your name and password, or any of the security protections for a YouTube channel, if that upload code went public, people could actually use it to use any mobile device to upload a video to a YouTube channel, bypassing all levels of security, which obviously makes no sense. Who would want to do that? Obviously, if you're a YouTuber, you're a content creator, you want security. You don't, I just want to quickly upload a video out of nowhere. No, you want protections, right?
Wait,
but
I certainly haven't heard of this, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean much. How did the code get out? He's saying that, hey, there's this code, and if you get this code, someone could upload to your channel bypassing your login information and everything of the such. Well, okay. How did they get the code, Phil? Are you going to go ahead and try to say that I accidentally recorded my desktop with my camcorder and that leaked? And then a few videos later that happened where somebody who's allegedly not me was fucking grabbing his balls and shaking it as such? Is really where you're gonna try to go with this? Let's hear more.
For some reason, this option existed. I didn't know about it. So I filmed, and apparently I had exposed that code in the video. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't even know the code existed. All of a sudden, one day people are telling me, Phil, are you aware that all these weird videos are showing up on your YouTube channel and they all say they're uploaded from a mobile device? I was like, what? No. And apparently there was this guy who was a pervert. He was trying to get me in trouble. He was like grabbing his dick. And I don't think there was any nudity, but people were like, yeah, this guy's like grabbing his dick on camera and doing stuff. And, you know, obviously he's trying to play it off like it's you. It doesn't look like you. And we know you wouldn't do that. Your fucking channel's for gameplay. But what is it? And I looked at it, oh my God, I didn't know what it was. So what I had to do, I delete, every time the video popped up, delete. And then come to find out someone told me about that code. And I was like, oh, okay. So when you go to that page, you could change the code. So I went in there and I changed that mobile upload.
Let's see if we can actually track this down. Okay, we're at, as it pertains to the video itself, I'm at 1430. So I will try to remember that. Where exactly is this at? Because if you can see his nightstand or anything like that, you could more than likely deduct whether it's in his room or not. Because we've all seen the condo tour, so we know. Okay, 1430. Here we go. Let's see here. This is him trying to throw grooming allegations off his tail. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I can't really see anything in the background, to be honest with you. It's like pointed in a weird angle. But if you've seen where Phil's bed is set up and the just monumental amount of junk that's along that wall, I don't know. I'm gonna have to say I don't know. I'm legitimately gonna have to say I don't know. I really am not sure about that. Oh, let's see here. All right, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone back too far.
Like you, and we know you wouldn't do that. Your fucking channel.
So we'll pick up from here. From what I've seen there, and I do not wish to see that shit again. It's hard to say. The way his bedroom was laid out in Connecticut at that time. From his bed, the dresser would be right in front of it, where he had the figurines of like Emma Frost, a bunch of books, and whatnot. His desk would be off to the right side, where where one of the two computers that he owned would be at. It doesn't really look like it. It's a weird angle, unless he was doing it like off of his couch or off of the couch or something. It's hard to tell, but I don't know. I'm just gonna say I don't know for the time being. I'll have to get a second opinion.
Gameplay. But what is it? And I looked at it, oh my God, I didn't know what it was. So what I had to do, I delete, every time the video popped up, delete. And then come to find out someone told me about that code, and I was like, oh, okay. So when you go to that page, you could change the code. So I went in there and I changed that mobile upload code, and then it stopped. But it lasted, I would say it was like a couple hours or a few hours that day, where this person maliciously was doing this and trying to get me in trouble on YouTube. So obviously, thank God I got a wind of what was going on right away. Can you imagine if I wasn't home that day or something? A bunch of perverted videos, some guy grabbing his dick, showed up on my channel, and I get banned from YouTube for it. So anyway, this happened many years ago, and since then never happened again. I don't film the behind the scenes of my YouTube channel or anything anymore. It'd be pretty stupid, right? But apparently, people at the time, of course, oh, look what Phil uploaded, and then of course I told everyone what it was, and just, it went away. But now, I guess this morning, some idiots found the videos again, and they're posting, well, look what Phil did like 8 years ago on his YouTube channel. Like, no, it wasn't me, stupid. Everyone knows the story from back then, that, you know, what happened, a stupid mobile upload code or whatever. Oh my god, he's drinking gin. Jaggalies, no, he wasn't sending dick pics, but apparently he was like, the guy was grabbing his crotch. Like, he was wearing pants, but it was like just a hand grabbing a crotch and stuff like that. You know, gross shit that you shouldn't be doing on YouTube. So, but anyway, it's funny because idiots, you know, see, this is what Phil did. See what Phil did on his channel? And this is probably some secret video to a fan or viewer, and then he deleted it. Like, no, stupid. I never did anything like that at all on the internet. I'm not fucking dumb as fuck. I would never do that. That was just some asshole impersonating me because they got the mobile upload code. So, there's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. That I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
Well, alrighty then. I gotta tell you, I'm not sure. Like I said, the background doesn't really match what his room is known to look like, so I couldn't tell you. It is what it's funny for what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? If it was a troll that was able to do that, more power to them. But I can't tell either which way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second to straighten up, and then we will reconvene for. I think we're at the rundown at this point. I don't know. It kind of swaps every broadcast. It's either the rundown or the breakdown. We'll reconvene for final thoughts. I'll let you guys go on with your day. I'll see you guys in just a second. Holy shit. It's not something that I would think that's out of character for him, though, to be honest. It's really not. It just, the background doesn't match up. Gentlemen, welcome to the rundown, also known as the breakdown, also known as my final thoughts. Thank you very much to Snort Burnell. I very much appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get started. So, devouring bait, no surprise there. That's probably one of the more funner aspects of clowning Phil on a daily basis on his streams. And you don't have to give money to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? He'll pretty much bite almost at everything. Well, at almost anything, but you can catch him in a decent enough mood at everything. So make of that what you will. The ice bucket challenge was made to get clout is absolutely silly. I mean, it's debatable. Anything can be misused, certainly. But why he was so pissed off at that when he himself doesn't contribute to charity doesn't make any sense to me. But it's also like how he got mad on Twitch. It was a couple years ago. It was a few years ago, I should say, where you had some big streamers trying to encourage people to vote. And he was pissed off about it. He was pissed off that other streamers were telling people, hey, you should let your voice be heard and you should go out and vote. You should do that. And he got pissed off for that too. Like, acting like that shit was like an offense, a personal offense to him. It was crazy. It was absolutely fucking crazy. Thief charities. He is a thief. And he holds charities for himself. He holds fucking charities for himself. And he has the nerve to call other people thieves. Insane. Let's see. Gout explosion. Exploded, stabbed, and crushed in Call of Gouty. Just a normal day in life, to be honest with you. And no one cares about doxing, or about the doxing of PW Dubs. Feels bad, man. It feels bad. That's all I can kind of say about that. It sucks that PW Dubs got put in that position. If Phil actually put him into that position, if PW Dubs put himself there, I mean, why the fuck would you have felt the need to do that? That doesn't make any sense in itself. So why'd you even do it? And what'd you think was going to come out of that? The fact that PW Dubs, not completely trying to shit on this dude, but the fact that that dude really trusted Phil enough to give that dude his personal information and not think that he would share it is insane. So I'm not going to say you got what you deserved, but goddamn, dude. Anyway. Failing and then overcoming Champions Road, well, that is a thing. Like I said, I personally think his game style changed slightly from the last time we saw it. Maybe he saw another playthrough. Phil's not above cheating. It is what it is. But who could say? And I think he was so focused on let's say he, hypothetical pig nose is our favorite game. Let's say he did watch someone else do it. I think he was so focused on watching that person, on memorizing that person's patterns, that's the reason why he ended up forgetting that other star or whatever that other thing was he was crying about. But who could say? Let's see, producing Salt in Call of Duty, just another one of those beautiful moments. And Genshin Impact nearly wage quitted. It was going to happen sooner than later. I don't know why he's playing that game anyway. It is what it is. It's just another. It's pretty much dead weight at this point anyway. So just go ahead and get it off the board. Let's see. There is no doxing on my forums. That's a lie. And like I said, just go back to 2017. Blood for the Blood Gods. It's all there. It's all there. If you want to go back even further than that, go back to 2015 with the Jackie Chan and the Be Awesome One thing. It's all there. It's It's all there. I don't have to say anything else. Okay, better of the mind, worse of the body. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's it. It's poetic. It's beautiful in a lot of ways, actually. Thank you yet again, Snort Burnell. And pulverized in Fall Guys. It is what it is. I honestly think he couldn't see that one trap, and the fact that he fucking fell for that trap twice just kind of proves it. And then he's stupid too, but that's certainly what it is. I think he's gonna sit there and blame lag. That's hilarious. And Jasper's fetish. Ugh, I feel bad for him. But hopefully he's still going to see the vet, so maybe they can cure gout of the tongue. Let's hope. If not, yikes. Animation without message. The fact that he blew up that way. There's problems on the homestead, ladies and gentlemen. Not everything is going well in the Snort Fort. There's a lot of things chapping his ass. It's not just the leaks. So, make of that what you will. Hypocrite with zero self-awareness. You come out saying that people shouldn't groom or be sexing or poaching essentially from their own fan base while doing it yourself? My oh my. And that's not my D. I don't know. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's not something that's out of character for him, especially back in those days. Could that have been a private video that he sent to Panda? Absolutely. If we had audio, it'd be better. But if that right there is not a private video sent to Panda, I would be surprised otherwise. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys for the next video, whenever that may be, hopefully sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report, and this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, a GTG Networking Productions for the Snort Report and Hard Snorts Gin and Tonic. I've been your host, /anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves, guys. Wow. I'll see you on the next broadcast. Holy shit.